syllabus for our exam. It is divided into 7 parts. And each part will be having sub chapters. So the first part is leadership, and further we can see the second part, which is strategic plan development and deployment, and the third part is management elements and methods. Then the fourth part is quality management tools, and the fifth one is customer focused organization, sixth one is supply chain management, and the seventh one is training and development. So I think the seven parts which I explained to you now, which I discussed with you, I think you might be familiar with almost all these topics, because if you are working in any industry, definitely we will be coming through these different types of words like leadership, supply chain management, training and development, etc. So the first part is leadership. So CMQ or ASQ has devised this syllabus where they kept prominent importance on leadership. They have given the prominent importance on leadership. So any organization which want to excel in their business, or which is looking for a global recognition or global excellence in quality in systems, definitely the leadership plays a very important part. And we will be moving into the subchapters, which is organization inside leadership. The leadership, it comprises of the organizational structures and culture. Chapter 2, the leadership challenges. Chapter 3 is the teams and team processes. Then fourth is the most important, the ASQ code of ethics. You can expect a question from there. ASQ code of ethics, which is very important. If you are writing this exam, the code of ethics is very important. The part 2, strategic plan development and deployment, where we discuss the different kinds of strategies an organization need to adopt, how to adopt the strategies, how to study the business environment, how to devise or how to design a strategic planning model, and how to do the business environment analysis. Because if you do a business, if you are doing in Saudi, the business environment is different. If you are doing Qatar, it is different. If you are doing in UAE, it is very different. And if you are doing in India, it is entirely different. So the business environment analysis is very important. So you need to analyze where your organization lies and what is the environment beside your organization. And you need to study that. How to study that business environment that we discuss in this chapters. Then we have the strategic plan deployment. So we planned the strategy, we developed some planning models, we analyzed the business environment, then the strategy is ready. So that need to be deployed. So that's what we discuss in this 7th chapter. And this is one of the famous quote by the management expert Stephen George: the transformation to world-class quality is not possible without committed, visionary, hands-on leadership. The third part is management elements and methods. So you did the leadership. You made the organizational structures ready. You build the teams, and your organizational culture is ready. Now you in the second phase, you made the strategic plan and you deployed it. And third part is the organization is keeping running. So now we need to assess or monitor the different management aspects in the organization. So that we discuss in management elements and methods. And chapter 8 deals with management skills and abilities. 9, communication skills and abilities. Then 10 is project management. 11, quality system. 12, quality models and theories. This is one of the famous quotes from William Edwards Deming. He said, "He who runs his company on visible figures alone will soon have neither company nor visible figures to work with." So the visible figures is very important. That's why we can see in the organizations KPOs, key performance objectives. So there is a metrics in the organization. So how a welding section is performing? What is the welding repair rates? What is the sales for this month comparative to the last month? So if you need to compare the sales figures, then you should have a system where you are able to capture the sales figures. So you shall be in a position to understand what is going on in the sales. Then we have management skills. So we need to have some management skills and abilities. The communication shall be proper. The communication skills and abilities. Then comes the project management. Then the quality system, which is very important. Then the quality models and theories. And the fourth part is, which is chapter 30, problem solving tools. So we know in a daily operations in any organization, we face n number of problems. So it is he who solves the problem is very fruitful for the organization. So any expert or any manager, it can be a manager, it can be a uh, a labor, can be a helper, whoever it is. If there is a problem, the person shall be in a position to solve the problem. So that is very important in an organization. So in this chapter, we discuss the different kind of problem solving tools, which we already know, the root cause analysis, the fishbone diagram, these kind of things we are discussing there. Then comes the chapter number 14, which is process management. I think those who are working in quality section might be aware of this. They may be knowing the process management. The process we already know. There are some inputs. We transfer that into outputs, and which we go through a process. Tea making is a process. So if you want to make a good quality tea, the input shall be good. So you are managing the entire organization through a process. You're considering everything inside our organization is a process. It can be a small process. It can be a macro process. Depends. And ISO 9001 2015, it stick on the process management. The prime or the base behind the process management is ISO 9001. We can say like. Then measurement, assessment and metrics. So we need to assess it. The metrics, the figures, the calculations, the sales figures, the comparisons. That all we do in the measurement area. And Albert Einstein, there's a famous quote from Albert Einstein: "The significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them." So we created something, and if we created something, and it is past some 1 or 2 years, and the same level of thinking which we are, when we created two years back, if we are using the same level of thinking, it will not work, especially in the present world scenario, because the present world is a very dynamic world. Every second by second, every minute by minute, it's changing. So that the big changes in the the IT field, the the artificial intelligence, chat GPTs. So how many changes are coming? Every day we are hearing about new things. So that's the reason. So we formed a company 2 years back, or 15 years back, or 20 years back, and if you are working in the present scenario, we cannot use the same level of thinking when we created it 15 years back. It will not work. And we are using the past tools. We are going to operate the company. It will not work. So that's what the famous quote from Albert Einstein is very important here. We move on to the part 5, which is customer focused organizations. So the present world give very utmost importance to the customers. Customer is the king. That's what, if you are not able to satisfy your customers, if you are not able to satisfy your customers, your organization is going to come down. So you need to keep the customer interests, customer tastes at the highest priority. Otherwise, you will move on to other, your competitors. So the every organization shall be customer focused. Customer is the key. You shall not agitate the customer by word or by action, whatever. A customer, and in 16th chapter we will discuss about the customer identification and segmentation. How to identify your customer, how to segment your customer. There are different segments in customers, so that we all discuss in this particular chapter. And then we move on to the customer relationship management, how to manage your customers, how to build a strong relationship with your customers. And in the modern banks, you can see there are customer relationship officers, CROs, customer relationship sections are there. So to keep a good rapport with the customers, to continuously be with the customers and try to understand what they need, because I am selling something to my customer today, and after 5 months I'm going back to the same customer. He may be not interested in buying your product because he's looking for something better. So always the customer taste, the customer preferences will change. And there is a famous quote by Sam Walton: there is only one boss, the customer. Only one boss, the customer. He can fire everybody in the company from the chairman on down simply by spending his money somewhere else. So that is sort of preference given to the customers. And the part 6 is supply chain management, which I think most of us will be knowing this. The supply chain management is very important part, because we are making something, we are getting, suppose I'm a, I'm running a grocery store. So I'm getting supplies from my different vendors. Then I'm selling it at the grocery store. But if the supply chain network is not working properly, if you are not getting the products on time, the supplies on time, then it is a big problem. So how to keep your supply chain management? How to keep computer supplier communications? How you select your supplier? How you rank your supplier? How you measure, or how you analyze the performance of the supplier? And what are things you can take to improve the supplier? How to certify the supplier? How you can keep partnerships and alliances with the supplier? How about the supplier logistics? So these all we discuss in this part 6. Chapter 18 we discuss about the supplier selection. So step by step it is given. So first we select the supplier, then keep how you keep the supplier communications, and how you measure the supplier performance. So you measure the supplier performance. Now you need to see how you can improve if there is some gaps in his performance. How you can improve? What all management methods are there to improve the supplier? And supplier certification. How you certify your suppliers? We know most of us will be knowing that in any organization we keep a chart. The suppliers will be rated A, B, C, like that. So A ranked suppliers, B ranked suppliers, like that we keep a matrix. Then supplier logistics and material acceptance. How you accept the material which is received at your uh, in your organization. So every organization's business starts with the raw materials collection, arriving of the raw materials. So that is very important, the supplier logistics and material acceptance. If the material they have supplied is not meeting the standards, finally you will end in trouble. So the world class supply chains organize plan and deliver on the basis of what customers value. So we are depending on the suppliers. So we need to throw to them. We need to strongly, focus, keep their focus on delivering what the customers value. So that is our role. Actually, the role of the contractor or the main organization, that you continuously follow up the suppliers and build the customers' value in them. So you need to tell them this is what our customer needs. I am your customer, but my customer is this. So he needs this. So when you are making something, you are delivering some inputs or some raw materials to my yard, you keep these things in mind because this is my customer values. This is what he needs. So keeping that values, keep your transferring that values to the suppliers. So that is what very important. And the last and the important uh, part is the part 7, which is training and development. We know different human resources are there in an organization. We'll be having trainees, apprentices, junior freshers, juniors, mid experienced persons, seniors, heavily experienced persons. But if you're working in an organization, there shall be a training and development section. There shall be a training and development section which shall focus on improving the performance or improving the performance of the human resources. How you can improve the performance of the production persons. How you can improve the performance of the sales persons. So giving some trainings to them. And if there are some issues happening continuously, you identify the issue, and then you used the problem solving tools, and you identify the root cause. When you are going to the particular section and you are giving a training to them, okay, this happened because of these reasons. So see how we are using these different elements from management. So training and development starts with creating and devising or designing training plans. That is chapter 19. We will discuss on the training plans in the chapter 19. And next chapter is training needs analysis. What is your training need? Because every organization will be unique. Your training needs will be unique. It will not be the same as your neighbor organization. It is inevitable because every organization will be having its own or its unique training requirements because the human resource you are dealing is different. The people are different. The mentality is different. The mindset is different. The difference in culture of the employees. Because the Gulf is a very good example. If you go to Gulf, any Gulf countries, you can see there are so many nationalities working. If you take one company, you can see because when I was in Dubai, in a company Lateral, we were having around 80 nationalities there, 80. So dealing with them is very difficult. 80 different nationalities, 80 different languages. It cannot be even if you take Indians, there are more than 30, 40 languages. That mindset is different, the culture is different. So a lot of things are there in the human resource management. So training and development helps. So you devise a training, you identify what is your training need, what your organization need. Then you devise the training plans. Then you prepare the training materials, the curriculum development and delivery. So you identify the training needs. So this is, I must say, the training needs analysis shall be in the first place. So you need to identify what is your training need. Then you prepare a training plan for year 2023. Then go with the plan, and prepare the plan, and based on the plan, you need certain training materials. So prepare the training materials, prepare the curriculum, then delivery of the training. So once you completed the training, doesn't mean that's enough. That's end of the story. No. So you deliver the training. Now you need to see what is the takeaway from your training. What is the takeaway from your training? So there comes the training effectiveness and evaluation. So identify the training needs, prepare the training plan, prepare the training materials and curriculum, and deliver the training. After delivering the training you assess the training effectiveness or evaluate the training effectiveness. Does it changed? If it is not changed, what will you do? Does it mean that you need to fire the employee? No. Again, you need to change the mode. So many times we also did like that. We give training, we uh, take so much time to prepare the training plan and training materials. We go to a targeted audience, we give the training, and when we after 3 4 months when we assess the effectiveness and we do the evaluation, there is no much change. So we again study what happened with the training. What are the drawbacks in our training? Was our training and needs analysis improper? Did we didn't we properly deliver the training? These are things we will study and then change the mode and go again. So this goes like a cycle. So what Benjamin Franklin said, an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. That's the reason I firmly believe you all are here because we are investing something on acquiring the knowledge because it always pays the best interest. We are in a world-class training, world-class certification exam, and I will confidently say this is the maximum certification you can attain in your life if you are working in quality. As a quality excellence manager, this is the topmost certification in the world you can achieve. So leadership, you can see in the small image, the leadership shown in a cloud, and it is linked to support, teamwork, motivation, competence, skills, responsibility, communication, and power. We sometimes used to say powerful leaders. Yes, powerful leaders are required. It doesn't mean the autocratic power. It's how you respond to a particular situation, how the leader behaves in a particular situation, how he lead the team. So that I can uh, tell you an example. Uh, when the s- satellite launching, uh, I think you may be knowing our APJ Abdul Kalam, was the former president of India. And when he was working in the space organization in India, he was given a task to lead from the front. He was the project director of that particular uh, satellite launch vehicle. So he was working 100%, and Satish Dhawan was the one who given him the task. He was the leader. Satish Dhawan was the leader, and it was in the early days of independence. In India, got just India was just walking from the scratch. So that was a time where he was given this uh, opportunity, and he was working very hard. His team was working very hard, and the launch day came, and they launched, and it straight away went into the sea. So it was a big failure. So the ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, need to face the media because this is public money. They put the public money for making this launch vehicle, and they launched into the sea. So at that time, this Satish Dhawan came suddenly, and he told Abdul Kalam, "Just come. We will uh, there is a media press conference, and Satish Savan went there, and he took the whole responsibility. He told, it is my responsibility. I take the whole responsibility, and next time we will achieve the mission. And this Abdul Kalam was very much, disappointed, and he was even was he, in the meeting he stood and he told, okay, this is my responsibility. This is because of me the failure happened. So I'm putting my resignation. You can take whatever actions you can take from your side because it is my fault. But this Satish Dhawan, you know, gave him some confidence. He told, okay, we'll see we'll next. So the leader, so the next project, the same Abdul Kalam was the project director, and they launched it successfully. And the next day of the press meet, because the success happened, so it was a success. It was a big success. So this Satish Dhawan told Abdul Kalam, "You go and face the media. You attend the press conference." So when a failure happened, Satish Dhawan himself walked in front. He take care of the media. He answered the questions for the public. And when a success happened, he said he's project director. So this is what a leader shall be. These are the world famous uh, management scientists, Peter of Drucker, Warren Bennis, and Bert Manus. They have given so many quotes like the only definition of a leader is someone who has followers. An effective leader is not someone who is loved or admired. Popularity is not leadership. Nowadays, we can see in social media the popularity is the leadership. So, how many followers you have? He's the leader. But I don't want to say like that because so many followers, there are so many leaders who has followers and they're very good in their leadership. Leaders are highly visible. They set examples. That's what. Leaders set examples. It's not that they will sit in the uh, cabin and they will just give instructions and they will be always sitting in the cabin. It's not like that. They come in front and they set examples. And it is not rank, privileges, titles, or money. It is responsibility. I must say it is not responsibility. It's more something more than that. Accountability. That's what Satish Dhawan did because he has given the authority to the project director to launch the project, and he has nothing to do with this. You need to come to the press and address the media. Not required. But still, he came in front, kept side Abdul Kalam. He addressed the media and given confidence to the public because he know this capacity and the uh, competency of the project director. So Warren Bennis and Bud Nanus, what they told? Leadership is not so much the exercise of power itself as the embodiment of it. It is not just the exercising of power. It's no, a leader shall be having some charisma. That's what I believe. They shall be admired, but it's not it shall not be like shall not go in an autocratic mode, or you're just imposing the authorities. It's not like that. And there's a famous Chinese proverb: if you want 1 year of prosperity, grow grape. If you want 10 years of prosperity, grow trees. If you want 100 years of prosperity, grow people. You can check the history also. You can study the history. So many people are there if we study the history. So we move on to the first chapter, organizational structures and culture. So in organizational structures, we will discuss about the different organizational designs. So we will be knowing that the vertical type organization, flat, matrix type organizations, the management hierarchies, and what is the influence it is having in an organization. What is organizational design? It is a formal framework for communication and authority. It's a formal, it's a high official framework, formal framework for communication and authority. And it is having three major components, which is very important. The complexity, you need to see the complexity of the organization. Is it a small organization, medium-sized organization, or it is a, you know, multifaceted organization? You need to see that the complexity of the organization, the formalization, and the centralization. How you can centralize the authorities. So complexity, formalization, and centralization. What is complexity means? How many departments you are having in an organization? How many reporting levels are you are having in an organization? What are the different kinds of job titles you have in an organization? Let's take on small or medium or on small organization, and when you're joining as a new manager in that organization, you're seeing as a quality manager, you're joining there, and you're seeing that organization is having CEO, then the managers are there. And when you went deep into the organization, you were able to identify there were senior managers, then coordinators, then senior coordinators, then senior engineers. But it is a small organization. Does the organization need that many levels? And only there are 100 or 150 employees in that organization. So you need to decide. You need that many reporting levels. If it is required, you need that, because if it is a 6,000 employee, your organization is having 6,000 employees, and it is having three different facilities, then you need to sometimes you may need to decentralize it. Every facility, three facilities, 2,000 employees in one facility. So in one facility, you need to keep a VP there. Maybe it is required because the complexity is too high, and you are handling multi-billion projects. So the complexity depends. So how you decide it depends on the reporting levels, the number of functional departments, the physical work locations. Let's say you have 150 employees, and in that around 25, 30 employees are working in Indian branch, and 125 is 25 persons are working in Indian branch. 125 is working in the main branch in Saudi. But in that case, the physical work location matters. You need to keep a specific eye on the Indian branch, because only 25 employees are there. But you need to keep if required, you need to keep a senior manager, and the levels you need to decide depending on the location, physical work location. Then the formalization. So formalization, we already know. If you want to get a leave, like tomorrow you are on leave, you want medical leave. What is the formality? What is the uh, formal procedure to get the leave? So that is what formalization, which is standard guidelines and procedures to instruct employee activities. If you want to take a leave, how you can take the leave, what formality is there, who you need to approve, where you need to submit the application. That is a formalization. You want to go on a vacation, 15 days vacation or 1 month vacation. Okay, from where you need to, what is the application for? So there is a vacation form. You have to fill it, how many days that all you need to put in that. Then who need to approve it? Your senior uh, reporting officer, can be a senior engineer, can be a coordinator. Then the coordinator gives to the manager. Finally, in some organizations, if it is a small organization, it may go to management if it is a small organization. But if it is a large organization, they keep these authorities within the HR department. So it will maximum go to the HR manager. There it ends. Okay, he or she will decide whether this person can proceed on leave or not, vacation or not. So the standard guidelines and procedures to instruct employee activities, that is what formalization. So how much you formalize, that is also important. You cannot formalize too much. And I know some organizations are there. Whenever you are going out, you need to sign in, sign out. A lot of formalities and procedures are there. But it is really, if it is really required, you need to do that. If it is not required, that's what you need to decide. How much formalization you can do. Then centralization. So where is the decision making authority located? Is it with the upper management levels or it is delegated to the lower levels? That is what the example I just mentioned to you before. I'm applying for a vacation in a small company, 120 employees company. I put the application, vacation, 15 days vacation. I've filled out the application, submitted to my manager. The manager signed, and finally, it went to the HR manager. The HR manager need to see the vacation because I am from quality department, and every vacation leave absence form will go to the HR department. So so that is what formalization. There HR department decided, okay, he can go, he cannot go. Is he having vacation due or no? That all they will decide. Then certain cases, if it is a small company, mostly, I must say mostly, the HR manager will definitely discuss with the management that this person in QC department is going on vacation with the management. But if it is like an organization which I discussed with you, like 6,000 or 10,000 employees, they cannot discuss everything with the management because management is having so many things, so many other things to do. So that will maximum go to the HR manager. So the centralization. So in this case, second case, it is vested with the HR manager. And in the first case, it is vested with the HR manager plus the management. So where the decision making authority is located primarily, because I also faced certain kind of issues like that, where my manager, HR manager, everyone approved the vacation, but it was, you know, postponed by the management because of some work issues. It is nothing personal. It is because of work, because the work, the project was on the peak. So they requested me, okay, can you please postpone for another month. So we will take one person and just make some arrangements. So the centralization. So that is what. So complexity, formalization, centralization. So these three things always you need to keep in mind when you design an organization. Example of a vertical organization, I'm damn sure you might be knowing this. You might have seen this. The shareholders at the top, the CEO, general manager is having financial managers, marketing managers, sales managers, customer service managers, sourcing managers. Then some cases there will be assistant financial manager or deputy financial manager. There will be deputy marketing manager, deputy customer manager, deputy customer service manager, and under the financial deputy financial management manager, accountants and cashiers will come. For in below deputy marketing managers, marketing officers, or the person who is working in the field of sales, directly involved in the sales, marketing officers, or we normally say marketing executives. Are you able to follow me?
Yes, but maybe you have to be faster a little bit.
Pardon me?
Yes, we're following you, but maybe you have to be a little bit fast.
Okay. So we will take a break by another half hour. Is it okay? Is it okay? We will go for a 15 minutes break after half an hour.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
thanks.
okay.
So I know you will be tired with this. lectures.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, just go ahead. Oh, so next is horizontal organization. This also, I think you might be familiar with this. It's a, the leads are flat. Like top management team is having three managers: finance managers, HR managers. Then there is a product manager. There is a product manager, two product managers, because two products are there. Let's say this company is ITC, company ITC. They have soap. One product is soap. Another product is, let's say, salt and soap. So different teams are managing each products. And there is a top management team which is overseeing all these uh, main activities. So in any product design, there is a planning, research, design, because they're coming out with new flavors, different kind of soaps for babies. So there are different kinds of research and designs ongoing. The building, then testing. So this is a new product development process. This is kind of horizontal organization structure. Centralization and decentralization, which you already discussed. Centralized means every decision lies with the one single person. So that is centralization. Decentralization means, same I discussed with you, the everything will be decided from the top management. That is a kind of centralization. Because even a small, decision is to be taken that need the approval of top management. Certain organizations I have seen that. So that is, to some extent, it is not good, because the management will be, daily. The management, they have so many different tasks to do from their side. So their main target is expansion, growth of the company. But if there are serious issues in the organization, definitely they need to interfere. So centralization and decentralization. Decentralization means, okay, you managers, you need to take for these. You need to decide. I need to go ahead, because we kept you for taking those decisions in that area. And if it's not solved, it will go to the management. So centralized, everything is concentrated on a single point. Decentralization means HR manager can decide on the leave and other things from his side. The project manager can decide the project budget, uh, allocation of the project resources. That all things he can. It is not like the management will come and tell him, okay, you allocate this person there, this person to be allocated. It's not like. So centralized and decentralized, centralization and decentralization. So when the environment is complex or uncertain, we need decentralization. So these are the areas where decentralization is required. When the environment is complex or uncertain, definitely decentralization is needed. Like we can take the example of India. There are 29 states in India, and every state is having their own government, and there is a federal government, and it is a very large country, area-wise. Different cultures, different languages spoken. So there was a decentralized plan proposed by Mahatma Gandhi to decentralize the power, because everything this state governments and central governments cannot monitor and see. So they what they did, every district will be having a local self-governing body, and each district will be divided into blocks. And inside each block, there are different kinds of wards. So, ward, block, district. So, these are all local self-governing bodies. So if it is there is a small service road to be, there is a small pocket road. It is not a national highway. It is a pocket road, small road. If it is need to be, that road need to be tarring to be done, or need to be, properly maintained. This local self-governing body, the block panchayat and the district local self-governing body can take decisions and go ahead. But if it is a national highway, no, the state and federal government need to intervene. They need to allocate the budget. They need to do the survey and other. They need to monitor the survey and other things, acquisition of land, everything they need to do. But if it is a small service road inside a village, that the local self-governing body can take, they can take it. So that is advantage of decentralization. Let's take the other way. The federal government is saying, oh, okay, every pocket road, every service road in a village, you are doing the maintenance. I want to know. No, you will be ending in a big trouble because it is a very big, you know, complex situation and an uncertain situation. So this is the way decentralization is done. Certain areas, the lower level managers given will be given power. They will be given authorities to take decisions. In certain cases, the lower level managers may need voice in decisions. Let's take an example. Uh, you're the I'm the manager. I am the manager of the projects department. I'm the project director. Let's say I'm the director of the projects department, and I have 5 projects running in the organization. 5 multi-million projects, and every project is keeping a meeting with the client. And I'm saying, okay, every meeting I will attend, and I want to see what is happening in the projects, and I will decide, I will tell how to do. These all 5 projects I cannot go and attend at the same time. So there you have managers, project manager one, project manager two, project manager three. So you need to give decentralized authority to these project managers. Let them decide the operational activities, day-to-day activities. So lower level managers want a voice in decisions. Then you need to identify which is that case. Then you need to decentralize it. It is to be a decentralized. Then, if the organization is geographically dispersed, which I already discussed with you, on branches in India, on branches in the main branches in South, the main head office is in South. So Indian office need to be monitored and managed. So there you need to keep separate. If a director is required, you need to keep a director there. So you need to decentralize it. So there are organizational designers. So if you are an organizational designer, centralization, complexity, formalization. These all things, three things you need to keep in mind. Only three things: complexity, formalization, centralization. There are different types of organization like functional, product organization. Product organization, for example, we have seen the chart, horizontal organization chart. There are 2 products. One product is managed by one team. Second product is managed by the other team. And the whole scenario is monitored and managed by the functional, the managers on the top and the senior manager. Customer organizations, there are different type of customers, like in India we have ITC is a big firm. It is having different types of products, like they have customers in soap powder, food processing. So different customer segments are there, so it is customer focused. Then process organization. Process organization, we can say, like, take the example of a plant. Let's take the example of a uh, pipe manufacturing. Pipes are manufactured there. So there you operate the plant like casting department, press department, tube department, finishing department, inspection and shipping department. Like so, based on the process, casting process, you have a separate department. For the press process, you have a separate department. So it is managed process-wise. Normally, in plants, you can see like that. Even in refineries, if you go to the refineries, you can see like that. Field engineers. So lot of it is managed process-wise. The organization is designed process-wise. You separate the painting process, fabrication process. Fabrication includes building that process. So it is managed process-wise. Then geography. Let's say there is a vice president for sales, and under the vice president, the company is having sales directors. So sales directors are reporting to the vice presidents in sales. So the sales are happening in four different zones in Saudi. Saudi Western Zone, Southern Zone, Eastern Zone, North Zone. So in the four different zones geographically dispersed. So you have a sales director in south, you have a sales director and there is an office, it's a sales director office in south, there is one in north, there is one in east, there is one in west. This is kind of a geographic type of organization. Then teams. Teams actually for a particular mission you form a team. For a particular mission you form a team. Once the project is completed, the team will be dispersed. This is a teams kind of teams organization. So you take one famous example is McDermott. I think you might have heard about McDermott. It's a big company which is operating in Middle East also. It's a Western company. If a project is announced, they build the teams. They take maybe 1,000 or 1,500 workers in different like welders, fabricators, uh, engineers, designers. Then the project will run for 2 years. So they keep the team, build the team for 2 years. After 2 years, they will fire. They will dismantle the team, disband the team. The team is kind of organization. And here in teams organization, empowerment is crucial. You need to empower the team members and the team leaders because the top managerial authority will not be there because the top managers will not be there because the team need to handle everything. They need to go ahead. Like your there is a pipe constructing process in desert. Let's say in onshore in a desert area, you're constructing a pipeline. You want to uh, transport the oil from UAE to Saudi, or you want to transport the pipe from Saudi to UAE. So the oil will be transferred through this pipeline. So you are constructing this pipeline. It is going through the desert. It is going through other geographical areas. So for that you are keeping a team. So the team will construct the pipeline. They will go ahead. So the managers, the top directors and vice presidents, they may visit the site, but not every day. They will monitor and see the things, but they will not come and directly involve with them every time. every single time. The teams need to take the decisions. The team managers will be there. They need to take the decisions, and they need to. So the empowerment is very important. You need to empower the team. You cannot say that, okay, I will come and I will decide. You so hold the present things. We will come. I will come as a vice president. I will come and decide. We cannot say that. So that will affect the project. Then there is matrix kind of organization. Matrix kind of organization is like it is a mix of horizontal vertical organization. Matrix is, let's say, there are functional departments. Uh, so there is an organization. Uh, they are having HR department. They are having procurement department. Projects department is there. Production is there. Quality is there. Marketing is there. Five, the six departments are there. And in projects department, each project is because it is a very big company. Let's say it's a multi-billion projects there, multi-million projects they are handling. So there are 5 or 10 projects running. So each project there will be a project director or a project manager. So in this project manager, under this project manager, the workers from quality will join. The workers from there is a functional department, quality, marketing, etc. So quality department, one or two persons will be there. Project department persons will be there. Production people will be there. So it is taken from each functional department, and it will go till completion of that project. Once the project is completed, it is they will disband the team. And if there is another project, they will go to the other project. Maybe they will continue. The same team will be continued, but in certain cases the team will be again intermixed. So certain people will come here, certain people will go to the other projects. So that is a matrix kind of organization. There is a functional departments at the top, and there is a project department, and each project will be having a quality project quality manager, a project quality engineer, then project production the production manager is there, project procurement manager is there. So the particular project will be having all the elements from the functional departments. So that is a matrix kind of organization. And the functional heads will monitor all these things. The project is monitored by the project director and the project manager, but the other things like the administration things and if any issues are coming out, that will be highlighted to the functional departments. They will take care of it. Then comes the cells. It is a self-contained unit. It is dedicated to perform all the operations to complete a product or process. So let's say a cell, like in milk processing, there is a milk processing plant. So there, yogurt is there, milk is bottled and sold, uh, butter is there. So different products are there. So for butter processing, butter you keep a cell. So that particular area is managed by the cell. So the machines will be set up in such a way. Uh, it will be the layout will be done in such a way. The machine layout will be done in such a way. The butter will be processed and it will be packed and it will go. And for yogurt, the other cell is there. So this is kind of this is cell type organizations. Then boundaryless organization. So boundaryless organization is nowadays you can see the boundaryless organization. Let's say you want an expertise from US, you can get it. You can keep a person. He'll be directly dealing with you. He will be sitting in a virtual, in a distant world, but he will be involved in your project. Like nowadays, I am doing. I'm working in E2P World, E2P World, which is headquartered in Sharjah. But I'm an employee of. I'm a project manager of E2P World. I'm working in Trivandrum, but I'm doing the work which is given from Sharjah. So I'm doing the reviews. It's a boundaryless organization. So the main head office is there. The main work is ongoing there, and I am sitting in Trivandrum, and I am getting the like kind of I need to review the valve certificates, valve data sheets, material data sheets, which is coming from different parts of the world. I'm getting the certificates from France, vendors from France, vendors from Spain, vendors from Italy. So this is all coming to head office. Head office is giving to me. I'm doing here. So this is kind of a boundaryless organization. But physical inspections I cannot do. So there are certain limitations. Physically I cannot go and inspect, but the material certificates, the procedures, the data sheets, that all things I can review. I can put my comments. If there are any discrepancies are there, I can highlight and send back. So this we can say like boundaryless organization. The IT outsourcing nowadays happening. You're sitting in Gulf and you can give a work here in smart city, Toronto, Kochi smart city. So there are so many companies are there. They are doing the work and they will transfer it. So boundaryless organizations. So these are the different types of organization: functional, product type, customer, geographic, process, teams, metrics, sales, and boundaryless. Functional example: client manager, human resource, manager accounting, manager manufacturing, purchasing, engineering. So these are the different functional departments. So that is having a plant manager. The manager is there at the top. Product type. So this is Bombardier. They are mainly into the railway sector. So mass transit sector is one kind of product. Rail product sector, it is another kind of. Then they have recreational and utility vehicle sector. So three kinds of sectors. Mass transit sector, they have a product. That is a product. So that product is managed by a particular organization structure. Then recreational and utilities vehicle sector, which is recreational products, logistics equipment, industrial equipment division, Bombardier Rotax. So this is kind of product, like what I explained to you, like soap, then soap powders, dishwash. These all will be coming from the same company, but in different product sections. Then customer, which is I already explained to you, director of sales. Retail accounts handled by one manager. So retail accounts is one customer segment. Wholesale account is another customer segment. Government accounts another segment. So these three customers: wholesale account customers, retail account customers, government account customers. So these are handled by three different managers. This is kind of a customer departmentalization. Geography, which I explained to you: Western region, Southern region, Midwestern region, which is coming under one vice president for sales. Process: there is a plant, casting department is there, press department. Casting is a process, pressing is a process, tube protrusion is a process, finishing, when the tube is made, then the tube finishing is done, that is a process. Then inspection, the finished tubes will be inspected and shipped. So based on the process, the department is structured: casting department, press department, tube department, finishing department, inspection and shipping department. Teams, I explained to you. There are work groups or teams. Here you can see an insurance company reorganized its customer representatives into 8-person teams trained to expedite all customer requests. So rather than switching customers from one specialist to another, a team now takes care of every aspect of a customer request. So one team, they will handle the whole project, the whole assignment, the whole task. But the teams and the team members need to be empowered. It doesn't mean that okay, if they need to take a decision, like they want to buy some stationaries, and if the management is saying that okay, for the stationery purchase every day you need to come and get the signature from the managing director, possible. That is not kind of an empowerment. If stationaries is a daily requirement, daily operational requirement, so that they need to you need to give authority to you to your team members, not team members, team managers. They need to sign and they need to get the stationaries. Some I have seen there are some, but nowadays it is changing. There are some organizations there where they specifically say, okay, if you want to buy paper, you get the signature from me. I know why they are saying it, because even a single penny they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose a single penny as a waste. So that's the reason why they are thinking. It's a positive thinking, but it affects the teams. It affects the organization in another way. If you are working in a team's organization, you need to empower the team, give powers, give authority to them. Metrics. I told the metrics organization it is a mix of all the like functional projects which I explained to you. There are 5 projects running in the organization. You have a functional organization. Some functional organization I already explained to you. Functional organization. So if it is a metrics organization, let's say one more section will come here, projects. Here one more section will come, projects. That's a functional section. A project manager will be there. Then the project manager will be having 5 projects under him. For these 5 projects, he will not take a separate team from outside. He will, if he need HR person, he will take from the HR manager. If he need accounting person, he will take from that. Accounting normally will not come in the project section, that will be managed functionally. Manufacturing definitely required, purchasing definitely required, engineering, draftsman, engineers, designers required, purchasing, procurement, buyer, etc. is required. Manufacturing for the so production manager, not production manager, production supervisor, welding supervisor, welding superintendent. These kind of people are required. So they will take from here. So this is kind of a matrix. So you will take whenever the project is running, you take from here, and they will be reporting to this person, the purchasing, engineering, designer. The designer is reporting to the project director as well as to the engineering manager. He will be having dual reporting. So he will report to, whenever he is in the project, he will report all the project related things. He will report to the project director or project manager. And whatever functional is there, he will update the engineering manager. His functional reporting is to the engineering manager. He is reporting the project to the project manager. So this is kind of a matrix relationship, matrix type organization. Then cells. I told all the operations to complete a product or a major portion of a product, you form certain cells. Structured, or you are aligned in such a way that particular product will be completed in that layout and it will come out. So cells type organization. Boundaryless, which I already explained to you. There's no limit to the boundaries. This is partially matrix organization. See, these are the functional departments, functional units: marketing, human resource, finance, research, stockholder. Then product A, product B, product C, product D, product E. Then functional units: design engineers, media specialists, computer programmers, packaging. So it is a mix or a partially matrix. It is having functional section as well as it is having a specific teams for product A, specific organization for product B, specific for product C. Then also you have a vice president set up for managing the functional units: media specialists, computer programmers, packaging engineers, design engineers. So, so single president is he's having is reported by vice president admin, vice president functional, vice presidents from product A, B, C, D, and E. And under product A, there is a product manager A, product manager for B, product manager for. Then they are having coming beneath them. They have supervisors, and they will take quality person from here, finance person from here. This is what partially matrix organization. Okay, so we will break up for a small. So we will complete this all. Okay, just I will finish off two more slides if you allow me, and then we will wind up. We will break up for a small 15 minutes break. So there are other factors to consider when you design an organization: the strategy, size of the organization, what is the present technology. Because nowadays nobody will put everyday ads on the newspapers. Nowadays everything is going in social media market. So you need to rely on the technology: Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp. So you need to use those technologies because it is Instagram. So it is directly going to the, because they are seeing it. Nobody will look into the paper nowadays because the paper is coming every day. Newspaper is coming to your to my house as well as your house. But I don't know how many will go to, because every news is coming through to the social media, which is in our hand. We are seeing every news. So technology you need to use when you structure the organization, the core competencies. Then there are regulatory, legal, and other requirements, because regulatory, legal requirements will change from country to country. It will not be the same as in UAE. It will not be the same as in Saudi. It is different in India. It is different in US. It is different in UK. So when your organization is running there, you need to consider those factors. Union, which most of us know, it is very complex in India because a lot of unions are there, trade unions are there. Fine. These things are there. But union is for the goodwill of the employees. Union is formed for the goodwill of the employees. So if you are going in a location where union problems are high, so you need to consider those factors also. Competition. Competition. How thick the competition is. How many competitors you have. If you are not studying the competitors, you might not be aware that, like, maybe you're just putting your company and you're just structuring every organization. You're designing your organization structure, everything, and you're running. But you have 10 competitors. You have not studied your competitors. So it will adversely affect you. The workforce issues, facilities, other environmental factors like if your company is operating in a particular zone, there will be environmental regulations, combinations, combinations of any combination of strategy and say combination of technology and core competence. So these are the different factors to consider, and these are the different features. So we will break for a small 15 minutes break, and we will be back after 15 minutes.
This
You will be getting
conference
this.
will now be recorded.
You'll be getting this PPT. So in this, you can see the centralization is where the top management makes all the decisions and plan. It is, I already explained, it is good in certain organizations. So small scale organization, you can do it, not an issue. If it's a grocery store, well, you can make it, no problem. But decentralization disseminates power from the top to other managers down the chain. Span of control means one president is having how many managers are reporting? The span. Three managers are reporting to a vice president. That is a span of control. How many people, how many managers are under his control? And one manager is controlling five supervisors. One supervisor is controlling four foreman or charge hand, or one supervisor is monitoring 10 or 20 workers. Then work specialization, that is also the feature of an organizational structure. Division of labor. because you can break down the whole project into very small units. That is the advantage of organizational structure. Like you can see that in project management as well. The whole project work is divided into work breakdown structures, different milestones. So here also, you can, like, you are keeping a product division, product managers, product A, product B, product C. So what specialization is happening in there? So one product is handled by one research team, one design team, and one section is handling the entire project, the entire product. So you can deliver a high quality, competent product. So work specialization, then departmentalization, different departments. You divide the organization into different departments. Chain of command. That is a reporting hierarchy. You are reporting to whom? I told in actually I experienced that. I was reporting to two managers at a time. So that was, to be honest, that is very difficult because you need to report to your functional manager, you need to report to your project manager as well. Because the daily operations, I will be engaged in the whole project because I am allocated to that project as the project team leader. Then I report to all the project related work to the uh, project manager. But functional things I need to, because if I want to go on a vacation, same thing, vacation and leave. If I want to take a leave, I need to get the approval from the project manager. I need to get the approval from the functional manager because I was having a group quality manager. I was working in the quality department. I was the project quality team leader. I need to go to the functional manager. Sir, I want to go on vacation. Hey, what about the project? Can you discuss with you? Can you discuss with your project manager and come back? So I will go to the project manager. I want to go on vacation. Just 15 20 days. Hey, you want to go on vacation? What about the project? So then, okay, we will discuss, and he will say, okay, uh, you can keep. You tell me before you go on vacation, your handover, which person will be handling those charges. You just update me. Then I will get the approval from project manager. I will go to the function manager, get the approval. Then that form will go to the HR manager. Final approval. So this is chain of command, the reporting hierarchy. I have nothing to do with the HR manager. I'll be reporting to these two persons. It's just telling an example. In metrics organization, you will face that. You need to deal both the managers. And from the manager's point of view, they also need to, manage this on resource because the project manager need to agree. He need to talk to the project manager. Or the project manager need to talk to the department manager, functional manager. They need to decide, okay, whether he can be, send on vacation or some other things. Then formalization. Formalization I already explained to you. There is the rules, regulations, procedures, responsibilities, etc. Now we move on to organizational culture. What is organizational culture? It is every organization having its own unique culture. In the starting of the session, I mentioned that point. Every organization is having its own unique culture. If you go there, let's say you're going in an organization in India, especially in Kerala, you're coming to Kerala, you can see Malayalam speaking people, and they'll be from Keralites. They'll be Keralites. If you move on to Bihar, you will see Biharis. So the two culture is different. I told the mindset is also different. The education background will be different. The problem handling capacity will be different. So let's take 5 persons are there in one organization in Kerala, then five in Bihar. These five are having different competencies. In Kerala organization, only two will be only two people can handle the problems. Other three will be stuck in the midst, and they will be waiting for someone's decision to go ahead. But the other two can take better wise decisions based on the studying the analyzing the problem and move ahead. In Bihar, it will be different. Maybe the all the five will be having problem handling capacity. They will handle it, so that they will excel. Let's take it coming back to Gulf, where you can see the rich, vivid cultures, different people. Because almost every world, the whole world, if you take almost every nation, every country, people are available there. People from every nook and corner of the world are employed there. So the entire culture will be different. And let's say the education. This is another part of the another aspect of the organizational culture. Let's say the five employees in an organization A, organization B is having another five employees. The first organization A is having two well qualified. Uh, let's say they are all the five are degree qualified. They are Bachelor of Arts or some geography or history or some topic subject they have bachelor's degree. The second case, the second organization, let's say these five are also qualified, well qualified, and they are dealing both the companies, company A and B are dealing with the, let's say, a refinery project, an engineering project. Second organization is having five employees, five of them are bachelors in engineering. See the difference. So the culture will be different. In the first company, they will be struggling with the technical aspects. They may be. I am not saying that they will, because so I have seen so many people coming from different bachelor's background, but still working as a good professional in technical side. I've seen that also. But we cannot 100% say that. Still, the bachelors who are working in the second organization, they will be having a good technical background. So the culture will be different there. The customer handling capacity, the internal communications does matters. If you want to, you send on email. So there are some persons who just, if they want to talk to the, uh, production department, definitely they won't go there. They won't directly go to the manager and discuss. They will just send drop mail, keeping everyone copied. So, but it's better you can go there and talk. If it is really awkward, you can send the mail. So the communications, how you communicate. You can see certain. I'm saying I'm not saying that everyone is like that. It's not like that. You can see certain persons like this kind of characters, and certain certain competent persons will be there. So experts will be there in an organization, but they are not ready to share their knowledge, or they don't want to keep a backup. Everything will be lying with them. So if they move on vacation, or if they take a leave, the whole organization, the whole project will be stuck. There is no proper backup. That is another kind of character you can see. So that also affect the organizational culture, and where the organization is situated. That is also, is it situated near the sea? Is it situated in the midst of in the middle of a city? Is it in a desert area? Is it in an island? So there also the cultures will be different. This all affect the organizational cultures. See, that's what I was saying. Organization is integration of two major systems. First one is technical system, second is social system. Technical system, I told about the um, engineering competent persons in big company B, all are technically qualified. It's good. because they are dealing with an engineering project. Well, they can, because they have a 4 years bachelor's degree in engineering. The other second, the first companies, they have bachelor's in arts and different history, geography. They learn this history and geography, that kind of subjects. But technically, they are not good. Maybe they are administratively good. So every organization is the integration of two major systems. One is the technical system, second is the social system. That's what I was discussing with you. And that's what the reason I take Bihar, people from Bihar, one company, people from Kerala, one company. How they communicate, how they interrelate and make decisions. Let's say I'm taking a third company. Third company. I will take uh, two Kerala, two Keralites, two Biharis, one from Andhra Pradesh. So third company is a mix of different people. The language speaking is different. Their cultures are different. Their communication skills will be different. Their ability to take decisions or make decisions is different. Let's take all these company A, B, and C. It is acquired by. It is taken over by. A merger happened, an acquisition happened. The company A, B, and C. A with Keralites, B with Bihari, C with Keralites and Biharis, and Andhra. Three companies. These three companies taken over by a Gulf company, which is working, let's say Saudi. One Saudi Arabian company took over all these three companies, and the head will be a different system, a different organization structure. So let's see how the culture is changing. How the culture. Let's say when the Saudi Arabian company took over these three companies, they appointed a Western, let's say UK, a person from an expert from UK to be the director of that three organization, to be the director of that merged or acquisition done organization. So a person from Western culture is coming to there. His professional competence is different. His way of communication is different. His skills are different. His problem solving abilities are different. Then it is mixing together. It is blending together. So a manifestation of the social system is called culture, which is evidenced by employee behaviors. So this is what I want to see. The social system consisting of how people communicate, interrelate, and make decisions. Let's now take the final acquisition done company. Let's think of that. The company took 15 persons, and the Saudi Arabian company is having 10 employees. They're having different nationalities. Saudi nationalities are there. Then let's say Vietnam, Philippines are there. So many people are there in that 10 membered company. So 10 plus 3 into 5, 15, 25. 25 persons. Now a new company say E, company E. This company E appointed a Western manager. Now think of 26 persons in the company E, how the culture will be. But in ASQ, CMQ, OE, if you implement this, whatever the nationalities, whatever the cultures, there are systems. You can implement systems to excel the organization and the power of excellence, the global recognition. You can do that. So an organization is the integration of two major systems, technical system. Technical system is how products and services are to be realized, the work processes, procedures, human resources to carry out the process, their competency. Then the social system consisting of how people communicate, interrelate, and make decisions. So we can say, so definition as a definition of culture, a manifestation of the social system. It is culture, which is evidenced by employee behaviors. Now, just I read through this. I think you'll be able to understand. Culture is a function of the values, norms, assumptions shared by members of the organizations. Values, norms, and assumptions shared by members of the organization. They will, there will be values, there will be norms, there will be assumptions. So it can be shaped by this culture can be shaped by communicating what standards of behavior are expected and ensuring that policies, procedures, promotions, day-to-day decisions are properly aligned. So if you have a standard procedure, standard work practice, standard processes in your company, it no matters whoever joining your company, they will be syncing with the culture. It takes some time because if you're a new person, you can even watch where you are working in your company where you're working, or you might have experience with that. If you are joining a new company, you'll be seeing some new things which is unfamiliar to you. Slowly, you will raise your voice. Say, this is not right. This is not what I have seen in my previous company. This is not the way we work. This is not a standard kind of procedures. Slowly, what happens? Okay, the new company where you joined, they may implement so many new ideas which you shared from your expertise. Slowly, your voice will come down and will be syncing with that culture. So, how power is shared or used, the organization's orientation towards risk or safety. Some organizations say we are giving prime importance to safety, and they are sending a person to work without any safety harness. But their policy, their safety procedures, everything says okay, your safety harness shall be there. So, fire extinguishers shall be kept in so many places with respect to the requirements, standards, legal regulations, and other things. So, if you are not keeping that your culture is not good on safety. You have a poor safety culture. You have a poor quality culture. You have a poor employee behavioral culture. If your employee is behaving rude with the client, not keeping the client interest on top, your organization is not at all a customer focused organization and poor customer handling culture. Then how outsiders are perceived and treated, how you welcome your guests, what is your vision, what is your mission, your principles, policies, protocols, procedures, practices. That's what I mean to say. Well, let's say if you are going to if you are employed in Saudi Aramco or ADNOC, because I worked in not directly, but ADNOC was my client, NDC was my client. But when you are going to work with that company, it's a standard. They have a standard vision. They have mission. Principles are very clear. Policies are very clear. Protocols are very clear. The procedures are very clear. The practices are very clear. You just go and follow it. No questions. It doesn't mean that not like that. If you have questions, you can ask. But it is standard, proven. But if your organization is lacking all this, you need to build up that culture. If your organization lacking safety culture, you need to build up. I visited on when I was in quality. I visited on organization where fabrication is going on in the workshop. I went to the reception. They greeted me well, given me a cup of coffee. Then we were ready to go to the workshop. I went to the reception, and we were quite few people were there, like 4 or 5 people were there. Because fabrication is ongoing there, the welding is there, grinding is ongoing, machining is ongoing there. You need a proper safety helmet. So when we went there, they were not having a good number of helmets. Helmets were there, safety helmet was there, only 3 or 4. They were running here and there for to fetch 2 or 3 helmets. But there, when I read their safety policy, it's well defined, very good safety policy. But They lack the number of helmets. When a guest is arriving your organization, your reception, um, at least you cannot keep a sufficient number of helmets. So, how is your safety culture? Are you interested to improve your safety culture? How is your quality culture? How is your employee behavioral culture? How is your employees' problem handling culture? From human resource department perspective, how you handle your employees, how you retain your employees, how is your motivation, employee motivation culture. So artifacts, layout and amenities, for example, furnishings, artwork, open versus closed work spaces, employee timeout spaces, signage and so on. See, we are doing a 6 hours training and it is clearly, it is clearly mentioned, three breaks are there. But continuously talking 6 hours, you will get fed up. So 1.5 hour we take one break, 15 minutes. So give some space for the employees. Do your organization is having good amenities for the employees to take their lunch? That is also important. Do you have a properly maintained? It could be a small kitchen also, but do you have a kitchen so the workers or employees can come and take water, drink water, take their lunch, take their breakfast? So the furnishings, artwork, open versus closed workspaces. If it is a closed workspace, nobody will be interested. But certain workspaces, you need to be inside. Like if you are going in a ship inside a tank, you cannot say that you please open the tank. No, you can open only from the top manhole. You need to work in that closed workspace. How much uh, how much time you are allocating for the employee breaks, etc. So for changing the quality culture, the famous management scientist Joseph and Joanne, he listed 5 steps. So this is quality culture. Before we were discussing about the last slide, we discussed about the organizational culture. This is purely quality culture. How to improve the quality? 5 steps. He listed out 5 steps. Create and maintain an awareness on quality. Every time you need to speak on quality, quality product, quality work, quality communication, quality behavior. Provide evidence of management leadership on quality. Provide for self-development and empowerment. Provide participation and as a means of inspiring action. Give recognition and rewards. Certain companies give out recognition and rewards. Employee of the month, salesman of the month. They will give good smartphones, etc. So they will be motivated. Providing recognition. So the quality culture will be changing. So the person will be more focused on quality, more focused on his sales, more focused on his safety. And every organization cultures shall be changing day by day. The organization's culture shall be changing day by day. And you need to normally when we bring out some changes in the organization, so many persons will object it. Why they want to change this? This running smoothly and quite efficiently. Why they want to remove it? And nowadays you can see, okay, this chat GPT is going to replace the whole Google. If it is good, we need to change it. If it is giving better features, better searching aspects, why we need to keep it the old one? So that's what you shall remove the fear of change and poor labor management relations to be resolved. The labor and management relations. And if strong leadership, motivation, and enthusiasm are lacking, frustration and stress will result. So this is the reason why it is linked to the leadership. To provide recognition and rewards, the leadership need to decide and implement. Okay, safety man of the month, we will give out. We will find out a person and we will give out the safety man of the month every month. A smartphone. I have seen that safety man of the month. Um uh, this company Lambda was giving a smartphone and camera, Canon camera, to improve the safety culture, and the safety culture improved a lot. 10 million man hours without an LTA. So that was the result of this recognition rewards. So the quality culture, 5 steps: create, maintain awareness of quality. So when you are um, giving out these recognition and rewards, you are creating an awareness and you are maintaining an awareness on safety and quality. So that is put into a diagrammatic representation. Culture, which is related with rewards and recognition, organizations which vision and strategy, leadership, physical environment, what gets talked about day by day, ways of working, organizational structure, what gets talked about, what is talked about and focused on day to day. It's not that one day we are coming and sitting around and saying that, hey, what the way he work is not, this is what happening in the outside. He is discussing about the sports, they are discussing about the arts. If your organization is related to arts and sports, okay, definitely you need to discuss that. But what do you need to discuss when you are inside the organization? Focus on the day-to-day discussions, your project discussions, your targets. Physical environment matters. It shapes organizational culture. You're doing a very good. You're doing very good. You're keeping a very good organization. But inside, when you're going to the reception, when you're going to your office cabins, it's very good. Yeah, centralized space is there. Everything is there. Air conditioned facilities. What when you're going to the workshop, you can see the no, even a single fan is not kept there. The workers are sweating and sweating. If the manager is also going, he's also sweating. Yes. No air circulation facilities. So how let's think of how the workers will be working and what will be the quality of the product they are working, because they are working in a very different stressed environment. So the product they deliver automatically lacks quality. So physical environment matters. You're telling these persons to do. You're telling your persons to complete 50 to 100 products in a day. You need to complete 100 units a day, and you are keeping that person in the machine is kept in such a place where there is no lighting. There is no lighting. He is unable to see. He is very. He is facing so many difficulties to, because you are keeping the machine in a dark area where the light is very less. You are not providing any facilities to at least provide a lighting facility there. So the physical environment matters. Rewards and recognition, organization's vision and strategy, the leadership, the people who is in the team. What are they doing? What do they bring? What skills or knowledge do people need to shape the culture? Leadership challenges. Stephen R. Covey. There's a famous quote: "Management is doing things right, but leadership is doing the right things." Management is every time trying to do things right, but leadership is doing only the right things. That is leadership. Roles and responsibilities of the leaders. So, here these are the challenges as a leader we face in every organization. Organization leader need knowledge, experience, skills. Then cause leader inspires for a common cause. Transformational leadership. It is charismatic leadership. The transactional leadership. Organizational leaders, they need these three basic attributes. They need knowledge, they need experience, they should have skills. As a quality person or as a professional, you all are here to acquire skills in management, how to manage an organization. What are the technicalities in managing an organization towards excellence? So you are trying to improve your skills so that you can excel in your career, in your professional field. You have knowledge, you have experience, but you may need to attend these kind of trainings. Maybe you may be doing later Six Sigma Green Belt or Six Sigma Master, Six Sigma Black Belt. Cause leader is a person who inspires for a common cause. Let's take an example. Cause leaders, how these cause leaders come out? They will be working for a common cause. That is a cause leader. The organization kept, let's say you acquired, not let's say you completed the CMQ training, attended the exam, and this year itself you possessed the certification. So your company kept you as a systems manager or organizational excellence manager. So your organization is thinking for an excellence in the systems. So they kept you since you have this certification. So they told you, okay, you study the organization, the present scenario it works, the problems, then advise the changes which need to be brought. How we can excel? What are the changes to be made? So now you are a cause leader because your organization, your management want to excel in excel the organization towards global recognition, global excellence. So you're kept as a leader, as a cause leader. You're kept in such a position as a cause leader. It is for a common cause to change the whole organization towards excellence. Because there are different. It's not there in the slide, but just I'm sharing with you. Everywhere you go, you can if you are seeing an organization, just be outside and observe the organization. Sorry, you can see there are 5 levels of maturity, organizational maturity. There are 5 levels of organizational maturity: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So you need to excel from level 1 to level 5. Level 1 is a totally dysfunctional system. The system is not working. There is a system, it is not working. A totally dysfunctional system. That is level 1. because the dysfunctional system in that organization, the customer's voice is not heard. They're not valuing the customers. Rigid plan layouts, buffer stock kept everywhere, no control over the stock. All jobs are in a rush, no priorities. A totally non-integrated system. That is a dysfunctional system. Level 2 is awakening system. Awakening system. Because now this organization kept quality steering committee formed. The quality systems are assessed. Quality initiatives are planned. And customer focus is kept as the main goal. So there I'm saying you acquired this, you possessed the CMQOE certification. So your organization thought, okay, we'll keep you in developing our organizations from level. What the level it is, I don't want to say that. Maybe level 3, level 4. And you are the course leader too. Your course is the reason why you're kept. The common cause is excelling your organization from level, particular level to the fifth level. Level 3 is developing system. So you level 2 you formed the quality steering committee, quality systems are assessed, quality initiatives are planned, customer focus is kept as the most important goal. Then developing systems, you tested certain practices to all areas of the factory, and you in every aspect you sought the customer involvement. In every task or every activities you do, you you were thinking of the customer's point, you're thinking in the customer's point of view. So that is creating value to your organization. So that is a developing system. Flexible production layouts are kept, cleanliness and neatness of individual work areas. So these aspects you are keeping. Then level 4 is maturing system. Here you have a developed system. Now you are going, you set up a developed, very well developed system, but now you are maturing from that. You seeks out and learns best practices. You have a matured, you have a developed system, but you are trying to find out the best practices in the world. You are implementing the best practices, not the good practices. The good practices you already implemented in level 3, developing system. But in level 4, you are looking for the best practices in the world. And your customers, and you adapt improved practices for all areas, every areas. Again you are seeing, okay, you are saying, okay, develop the systems, the systems are developed, so no need to for me to again go back. You are developed, your systems are developed, you need to now go to the matured level. So you go back to the again, go back to all the systems and see wherever you can improve the practices, how I can better integrate customers, suppliers, and employees. How I can better integrate customers, suppliers, and employees into the system. And the level 5 is the final one, the last one, the world class system. Here, satisfied customers are the key. You're getting repeated customers. If I'm a customer, I am coming to your organization, I am purchasing your product. Next 50 years, I will come to you only. I don't have a second choice. Repeated customers, customer retention, customer satisfaction. That is the key. The plan layouts are agile and clean. Workers are self-respecting their work. They are self-respecting their work. No need to go to the each and every worker to say you do this, you do that. Well, he is coming to the work location. He know what to be done. No need for the manager or the director to go to each and every worker and say do this, do that, change this, change that. He will do it. If the machine is break down, he will repair it. That is a world-class system. If it is having, I'm not saying about major repairs, some minor repairs are coming, some lubrication issues are there. He will change it. He will do it. You can see that in some. I'm not saying that it is a world class system, but you can see that kind of thing, that kind of approach in certain Xerox, photostat shops, Xerox shops, where I know I'm going to so many photocopy shops like Xerox shops. Certain areas when you're so some shops I'm going, the photostat machine is damaged. They keep it side. It is damaged. There is some problem, so we are waiting for the technician. But nowadays I'm going to only one person, one photostat photocopy shop, which is Glimpse Media. The name of the which is half a kilometer from my home. But I am regularly going there. Why? Because no need for me to wait there. Because he knows how to do minor repairs. Even make some medium repairs also he will do. So when you go there, you cannot see that his machine is sitting idle, because these photocopy machines, it will go on out. Maintenance breakdowns will come. But if your worker, your employee is in a position to correct it within a minimum time, he is empowered. He is working in a world class system. So, and also he look on preventive maintenance. This person also, the person which I know, he always focus on preventive maintenance, because he always sits there and he, when I'm taking the photocopy, he say, see, there is some noise coming there, some fan issues there, something to be done. So he's thinking in that way. Whenever he's working, he's thinking, okay, some preventive maintenance to be done. So this all happens in a world-class system. So no need, the managers need to rush and go behind each and every employees. He know what to be done. That is world-class system. So the five levels of organizational maturity. When you form an organization, you put the organization structure, design, everything is done. Your organization is running. It can be a dysfunctional system at the start, or after 10 years or 20 years also, you can see so many organizations with a dysfunctional system. Level 1 dysfunctional, level 2 is awakening, level 3 is developing, level 4 is maturing, level 5 is a world class system. Then cost leader. That's what we discussed. When I discussed the cost leader, we went back to the different types of systems. Because I remember that 5 levels, so I thought I will share with you. Now, transactional leadership. It is the transactional style. It is a one kind of leadership which the manager views the relationship as one of getting the work done through clear definition of tasks and responsibilities, and providing whatever resources are needed. So getting the work done through clear definition of tasks and responsibilities. There is no confusion in the task and responsibilities. The task and responsibilities is very clear. Second is very important. Providing whatever resources are needed. So he will ask, hey, what do you need? Okay, you need pen, you need paper, you need pen. Okay, you need a printer, you need a photocopy machine, you need some refreshing systems, whatever. Okay, I will provide you. But you need to work, you need to complete the task, or you need to complete the work through clear definition of the tasks and responsibilities. Then transformational leadership. It is kind of a charismatic leadership. A leader articulates the vision and values that are necessary in order for the organization to succeed. So, a leader creates the vision and values which is necessary in order for the organization to succeed. That is kind of a charismatic leadership. You can see a lot of charismatic leaders. They change the whole uh, management scenario. Steve Jobs, it's a kind of charismatic leadership. So, roles and responsibilities of leaders. Organizational leader need to have three attributes: knowledge, experience, skills. Cause leader, he inspires for a common cause. Transactional leadership is getting the work done through clear definition of tasks and responsibilities and providing whatever resources are needed. Transformational leadership is kind of a charismatic leadership. You can, I can, this charismatic leadership, I can take the example of the Motorola. Motorola implemented the Six Sigma program that kept Motorola to become the high quality, reliable competitor in the market. And that was that Six Sigma, implementing Six Sigma in Motorola. Implementing Six Sigma in Motorola, that decision was taken by the person Bob Galvin. So that was a kind of charismatic leadership. The Motorola quality level was changed at a high. It was, we can say, turned upside down. We can say like that. So it was the person Bob Galvin who took that decision. That kind of leadership. Nobody was thinking of implementing Six Sigma in manufacturing organizations. Nowadays, Six Sigma is available everywhere. Every organizations every organization, I mean, industrial sectors, every industrial sectors is trying to implement Six Sigma. But it was first tried out by the Bob Galvin. So you think of his gut instinct to implement that in the organization, Six Sigma program. 3.2 defects per million opportunities. So we can see other kind of leaders also, education leaders, public leaders, opinion leaders, legislative leaders, etc. So this is one of the famous Hersey and Blunkard situational leadership framework, which is having four quadrants. So there are two. If you see the x-axis and y-axis, you can see directive behavior on the x-axis and supportive behavior on the y-axis. So the important fact you need to notify is which one is the best situational leadership style. Is it directing? Is it coaching? Is it supporting? Or is it delegating? Which one? Anyone can say that which is the best one. Is it directing, coaching, supporting, or delegating? Which is the
Coaching?
best? It is actually delegating. See, developing to develop. See the arrow. So it is directing means every time you are going and directing the person. So as a manager, you don't have time to sit in your cabin and do the administration, other things. You're every time going behind the supervisors and going behind the workers, charge hands for superintendents. You're going behind them. You're every time. You're 8 hours. So you're working in a company. 8 hours you are in the workshop. That is directing. Coaching. Every time problems are coming out and you need to coach them. Don't do that, do's and don'ts. Toolbox talks. Don't do this. Don't do that. It's coaching kind of leadership style. Then supporting. like a facilitator. You're supporting. What do you need? Okay, printer. Okay, this printer is okay. What do you need? I need to go for a training because I need to improve the skills. Okay, go for a training. You will assess and give that. So that is supporting it. Delegating is nothing but you tell the person, hey, there is a project, go and complete it. This is the reporting person, this is the location. He will go, he will do it because he know everything. Like a person, he know A to Z. So that is kind of delegation. So developed one. So the leadership style, delegating is the best one. Directing means you need to every time go behind. Coaching means you need to every time train him, coach him, or coach the persons there. Supporting is you need to support every time your presence is required. Directing all the time is required, but supporting also to some extent you need to be there. But delegating doesn't require that. That you can see in some kind of offshore jobs. Let's say there is a drilling rig, which is let's say in Saudi, the KJO, CAF Joint Operations Field, oil field. There is a rig operating there, and the rig is having so many machines, equipments. The engine got some issues, and we got the call from this offshore team, the offshore rig manager. He called his office, and his office given the call to the rig builder who built the rig. Told them, hey, the rig which you constructed, it is having some issues, issues with the engine. You need to fix it out. So you can send only one person there, one technician there to change it, to clear it, to clear the issue. There you cannot take any chance. You need to send such a person because it is an offshore. Your CDC things are required. Offshore training is required. The passport, other things, everything is required. The clearance is required. Immigration, customs clearance is required. And they will arrange the chopper. You will board your technician there and send him there. And you need to delegate such a person. He's going there and calling the manager there. Sir, I don't know where is this this spare there. I'm not able to understand the issue here. You will be in a big trouble. So in that situation, normally the engines in ships and rigs, it is from cat engines. So you can see certainly the technician. I have witnessed so many times the technician is coming. He one technician will be there, and there is a person, there is a helper with him. We can say that it is an assistant technician. They will come and they will do everything, but some support is required from the operations team, from the rig team. He may say, okay, give some lubricant, give some oil. These all things they need to provide. But the full checkup, maintenance, correction, everything he will do. He will run the engine and he will go back. So that is kind of delegation. So delegation is that you send a person, he do everything like a world class system. So all the time, the leadership style, your leadership style shall be like a delegating one. So you have a person, you send him there. That means you are damn sure that he will complete it and come back. No need for you to every time go out there direct, or no need to go there and coach. No need to go there every time and support. Every time is not required. Maybe some supporting is required. In delegation also, he may call you sometimes to for some help or something, but very few, but very limited. So, leadership style, Hersey and Blanchard situational leadership, four types: directing, coaching. So, directing is a worse one. So, that's the reason it is shown in red, changing to orange, changing to yellow, and green. Green is good. Red, D1, D2 orange, yellow. So, see, directive behavior is low, supportive behavior is low. So, no need to support, no need to direct. The technician will perform every actions because you trained that technician, you brought that technician in such a way, you give a delegate him a task, he will do it, he will complete it without any troubles, without any issues, he will complete and come back. Like you are giving a mission to your army, like a commander is giving a mission or a major of the army is giving a mission to the soldiers, the commander. He's going, go and do complete and they will come back. If a bridge is to be, a temporary bridge is to be constructed, they will construct it. The army is trained in such a way. That is delegating. The army is given such a training. If a temporary bridge to be constructed when they are going for an operation, they will construct it with wood or whatever materials available there. They are trained in such a way. So, army is the best example of delegation. They are delegating. If some kind of attacks are there, they will say, okay, commando operations. They will send the commandos. They will name the operation mission, this, that, some names they will give. I don't want to mention the names. They will go there and they will rescue the people, maybe some rescue operation. They will rescue and come back. You don't need to call every time and say, construct a bridge or or go in this way, use a ladder. No need. So our leadership, situational leadership shall be, so because when you are going in an organization, you may be seeing a directing kind of leadership style there, but you need to change it. You need to see the CMQ is always a change agent in the organization. You shall be a catalyst in the organization. CMQ OE, Certified Manager of Quality for Organizational Excellence, it shall be a change agent or a catalyst. You know the catalyst. Catalyst will boost the reactions, but it will not change. The catalyst will not change. It will change the surroundings. It will speed up the reactions. So you shall be a catalyst. Whatever you learn, whatever you studied, whatever best practices you shall not change. You shall not change as per the new organization. They are having a directing relationship. Okay, I will do the leadership like this. If it is directing kind of leadership, slowly you change it into coaching type. Then you slowly change into supporting style. Then delegating style. Delegating is the best. But you need to train the workers or the employees in such a way. You send him, he do and come back. That's it. This is Daniel Goleman emotional intelligence model. Self-awareness, social awareness, relationship management. So it is divided into two quadrants, two things. One is self, two parts. One is self and one is social. Self awareness, self management, your self emotional self awareness, your accurate self assessment, your self confidence, how much confident you are, how much accurately you assess yourself. And self management means your self control. Sometimes in organizations, certain organizations, um, the managers may or supervisors, you can see open fight there in the middle of the cabin. Lack of self control. So you shall have self control. So how you can bring the self control? By revelations. Okay, how you can bring the self awareness and social awareness? By recognition. So these are the emotional intelligence model. So our emotions also matters. Social skills, motivation. Continuously you are getting motivation from motivation, like you are getting good bonus, good incentives. Definitely you do a good work for your company. You will try to put. I don't want to say like that. You will put your maximum efforts. You will put your maximum efforts because you cannot keep idle because they are considering you. Empathy, motivation, self-regulation, self-awareness. This is Daniel Goleman emotional intelligence model. This is also used in leadership management. Relationship management is inspirational kind of leadership. You need to develop others. You need to influence. Change catalyst. This is what the word I want to say just before I explain. Change catalyst. Conflict management. You shall not be a person who create conflicts or build conflicts or increase conflicts. You shall be a person who remove conflicts. You shall be a catalyst, change catalyst. You build bonds. You work in team and collaboration. You have influence. That is relationship management. So self-awareness, social awareness moves to relationship management. Self-management also moves to relationship management. This is the explanation of what is given there. Self-awareness, emotional self-awareness, accurate self-assessment, self-confidence, then self-control. Self-regulation means self-control, trustworthiness, conscientiousness, adaptability. Adaptability is very important because different certain situations you may need to adapt. I'm not saying that you need to adapt. It doesn't mean that you need to compromise. No, you may need to adapt, but it doesn't mean that you need to compromise. Achievement drive, motivation, commitment, initiative, optimism, empathy, understanding others, developing others, service orientation. Developing others is very important if you're a manager. I faced this problem so many times because I work in so many organizations. Certain organizations, we go, their own person is there, X person X. He's doing everything. He's the person. He's the main person there. So everything, whatever is going on there, we need to okay. You go to this person X. We will go there and. But when this person is going on a vacation, he's leave, he's medical, he's on medical leave. We are in trouble because you don't have a backup. Then you need to call him it is not good that if he's medically not okay, it's not good that you need to call him every time and what is this? Where is this? Where is the paper? How this is there is an issue here. Please tell how to clear it because he is not well. This is the problem that you are not developing others. So you need to keep a backup. And as a manager, you need to ensure, we need to ensure as a manager, a person is having a backup. As a manager, you also need to keep the backup because sometimes you may need to move on some leave or some other things. That time you shall not be stuck. You shall be having a assistant to take the things and move. So certain administration things you need to uh, train your best employee and you need to, you can train anyone. You can make them best. But you need to develop others. You need to keep the backup. And in your organization, some person is working in that way, such there is no backup with him. Let's say you need to think in this way. Let's say one person is working very good. You need to think, ask this question yourself. Let's see how if he's going on 1 month vacation, what will happen? From that question, you need to divide the answer: whom to be trained, whom to be developed. So that if this person is moving on vacation also, no problem, you will leave with this second person. Not to the perfect way what the first person do, but to some extent, at least 75, 85, 90% you can solve the issues. So as a manager, if you are not able to keep that, then we will fail as a manager. Then we shall be there. We need to be there physically present. There, and if you are physically present for 1 month there, my job will be pending. Then social skills. Then leveraging diversity, empathy, leveraging diversity, political awareness. Then social skills, influence, communication, conflict management, leadership, change. This political awareness is very important in a country like India because if you are running a business, you don't know which party will come to power. So you shall be politically aware. Okay, this is happening. Okay, this person is going to change. Let's the one government is running, and yeah, the industries minister is person A, and you know this person and how he uh, he how he governs, the way he governs, you're very aware. very much aware of that. But suddenly, the government decided this person is moved to another portfolio, and another person came there. So this person is a new person. So what changes he will bring? So that political awareness is very important. Maybe he stick on some other rules. He will change some existing governing patterns. So political awareness is very important. That is coming under empathy. Social skills. We all learn man is a social animal. Your influence, your communication, conflict management, leadership, change catalyst, building bonds, collaboration, cooperation, team capabilities. This is the roles and responsibilities of a manager. Previously discussed about the leaders. Now the manager. The inherent preferences of organizations are clarity, certainty, and perfection. This is the inherent preference. Every organization shall be having their preference on clarity, certainty, and perfection. The inherent nature of human relationships involves ambiguity, uncertainty, and imperfection. Every time we are ambiguous, we are uncertain what to be decided, what decision to be taken. I should say no, or I should say yes, or I should say no, yes. Imperfection. How one honors, balances, and integrates the need of both is the real trick of management. That's what I was saying. Yes, no, no, yes. Which one I need to see? Where I need to stand? So that is the real trick of management. The inherent preferences of organization are clarity, certainty, perfection. An organization works on the basic, preferences, inherent preferences, clarity, inherent certainty, and perfection. A human relationships inherent nature is ambiguity, uncertainty, imperfection. The exact opposite of what the organization's inherent preferences are. One honors and balances both the certainty, clarity, and perfection of the organization with respect to the human relationships, which involves ambiguity, uncertainty, and imperfection. How you integrate both, that is the real trick of management. The Richard Pascal and Anthony Anthos. This is a famous quote from them. Let's say your organization is having two persons, your subordinates. You are the manager. Person A is a very ambiguous person. He is uncertain and on if suppose a decision to be made, he is very uncertain on the kind of decision to be taken. He's always confused. Second person is he is trying to take decisions. He will say yes, yes. If he thinks of yes, he will say yes. If he thinks of no, no. Which one is good? First one or second one? I would say both need to be managed properly because the second person is, I can say, is a very adamant person. If we say think of it is yes, he will say it is yes. He will not change, and it will be difficult for you if it is need to be changed. If he takes a decision yes, and later it will be changed, it is very difficult for you to balance that person. The first person is always confused. So as a manager, you need to train them such a way they need to be clarity, certainty, and perfection on organization's preferences, and you need to change their relationship, like their inherent nature. You need to change. You need to try to change it. You can say so many. The manager will come and hey, why you are thinking like this? Hey, leave it, man. Why you are thinking like this? It is a small issue, it's a silly issue. You can solve it. So because this person is uncertain and is imperfect, you are changing him. Why you are taking these small matters into the work? So these kind of things. In this way, you need to manage. Four tasks of management as per Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker's four tasks of management. The task of economic performance, to manage, to make work productive and worker achieve. Then managing the social impacts and the social responsibilities of the enterprise. Managing within the dimension of time is very important. You need to manage within the dimension of time. So the task of economic, the company need to this, if the company is not economically performing, the company will vanish. You cannot see the company tomorrow there. Excuse me. The task to make work productive and the worker achieve. So you have a task of economy. Every section, every department, let it be a procurement department, let it be a marketing department, you will be allocated with certain budget. So that economic performance as a manager, you need to take care. You need to monitor. That is your task. If your department is consuming more than the allocated budget, your, you need to foresee. You need to check it. What happened? What is happening? Where I need to correct. The second task of a manager or a management is to make the work productive and worker achieve. You need to make the worker achieve. And the task of managing the social impacts and the social responsibilities of enterprise. The social impacts you need to manage and the social responsibility. The last one is within the dimension of time. Time and money is very important. That everywhere in your if it is a personal life also time, money very important. It is a organization or a management also these two are very important. Then make the work productive, worker achieve. Then managing the social impacts and social responsibilities of enterprise. And roles and responsibilities of managers second act as the steward of the organizational resources. So these are the organizational resources: money, time, people, material, physical assets, information. Information is an organizational resource. Intellectual property, that is an organizational resource. So you need to be a steward of these organizational resources. The money, time, people, material, physical assets. We normally used to say man, material, machine, money, forum. Forum, a manager need to always consider these four aspects: man, material, machine, money. Forum, money, time, people, material, physical assets, information, intellectual property. What are the different functions of a manager? This already I think normally if you are uh, if you are bachelors in engineering, normally we have a subject, we have a paper in industrial management where this is the first chapter: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, reporting, budgeting. POSBCRB. POSBCRB. Planning, organizing, staffing, allocating the correct resources, directing the resources, controlling and coordination, reporting. A proper reporting is very important. Budgeting. Budgeting is very important. See, the manager's role: a strategist, an architect, an organizer, business generator, value creator, innovator, administrator, entrepreneur, supporter, ethicist, mentor, motivator, coach, trainer, communicator, integrator, whatnot. So many roles. Harmonizer, controller, evaluator, environmentalist. Change management. A change is a change that cannot change. A change is a change that cannot change. We are living in a world where changes are happening every now and then around us. Organization also go with this change management. So there are so many management change management strategies because the organization will be having so many roadblocks, and to achieve the desired change levels and review outcomes for effectiveness, the change management strategies have to be implemented. Change management is a process for ensuring people affected by change understand the nature of change and reasons for it. with the expectation that the new methods of operating will be internalized without creating undue resistance, conflict, and fear. This is the biggest problem: undue resistance, conflict, and fear. Fear of change, conflicts when you are bringing out a change, resistance, undue resistance when you are bringing out a change. When you are joining an organization as a new manager, you try to, yeah, you studied the systems and you try to make so many changes. You came out with the first change and you are seeing so many resistance without reason. The people are resisting, the employees are resisting. There's a fear of change, like, and that maybe the conflicts, that may be the fear of change, unnecessary conflict, it may be because we normally used to just the management mm, experts used to say a particular phrase for this kind of persons: cemented steel reinforced concrete silos in the organization. Steel reinforced concrete silos inside the organization. If you are bringing out a change, when you are coming out with a change, you can see undue resistance. Without any reason, they are resisting. No, why you are changing this? This is the way we work. We want to work like this one. We all want to change. Also, there is another side because the coin is having two sides. The other side is that when you are bringing a change, you should study it properly because when you are explaining the change which you want to make, shall be in a position to explain, answer the questions coming from this side because you need to go through a specific process. You assess for the change, prepare for the change, plan for the change, implement the change, sustain the change, and success. First of all, you need to assess for change. When you feel that this need to be changed, you need to ask the question whether it really need to be changed. That question you need to ask. You need to find out the answers and possibilities. Then only go with the proposal. Okay, change. You take the approval from the management. Discuss. But you can see this cemented steel reinforced concrete silos in the organization. They come and change. They come and resist without reason. Some people join them. Some people just without reason they change. We don't want to change the way. This is okay. This normally happens when we change from the paperwork. We want to reduce the papers and we move to soft. Like online, we are going to software. Whatever you do, you update in the software, ERPs, PM, project management softwares, PMS. Because when you are updating everything in PIMS, project information management systems, that is PIMS software once installed in our organization. We felt so many problems. We faced so many challenges, so many conflicts, so many undue resistance. Because normally, till that time, everything was going in a paperwork, which was taking so much time. Because it is a big organization, multi-million businesses are ongoing there, and every time we need to wait for the papers because they go to the yard, they do the uh, inspections, they do other things. Then they come back to the office and then they start writing the report. And in 2 days, 3 days, only the reports will come out because so many reports are there. We cannot combine them. But in this case, in the yard, we kept so many systems. So when the software is having the checklist, so when it is completed, they will type it. Okay, this is done. This is done. This is done. This is pending. Cracks, no cracks. Okay, accepted. Date of inspection, inspected by, approved, and it will automatically show in the system it is clear. Why they are fearing it? Because if something is lacking, that will show us a red mark in the system. So that is a problem because it is lying with you in your department. It is a problem. So you need to assess for the change, prepare for the change, plan. It is very important. Plan for the change, then implement the change. When you changed it, you need to sustain the change. Doesn't mean it shouldn't be like you implemented the change and after 6 months it is going back to the old style. So this is change management. Change agents. Shall we go for a break at 8:30? Sorry, no, after 15 minutes? Because the time zone is different here. After 15 minutes, we'll go for a break.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, 15, not 15, 10 more minutes. Okay. Change agents. So I told a CMQOE shall act as a change agent who plays a specific role in the planning and implementation of the change management process. He's a change agent. Whoever plays a specific role, he may be a CMQOE or he may not be. But any person, any individual who plays a specific role in the planning and implementation of the change management process is called as a change agent. These are the guidelines for implementing the change. First of all, you need to create an awareness for of the need for change. I remember when I was in UAE, the UAE government decided everyone go with the Emirates ID, the unique ID for every person. So they created an awareness campaign. It was not like that directly told next day you onwards you need to take the Emirates ID. It's not like that. They created an awareness. They told, okay, this is going to come. Slowly, slowly, they started uh, awareness campaigns. Then at one time, every residence in the UAE recognized this need to be done. We need to take it. Then they started after I think after they announced the uh, EAD implementation. I think 1.5 year afterwards, one day they fixed from 2 p.m. onwards you can come and take the Emirates ID. So slowly, slowly people come to take. Then when they have seen okay, there are limited centers only, so they spread out the centers. Finally, within 1 year, next 1 year, everyone took the Emirates ID. See, create an awareness of the need for change. Organize a project with sufficient authority to guide the process. So, in the Emirates ID case also, they uh, kept specific centers. I think the name was Emirates ID Authority, something like that. So, every Emirates, you can see the centers there. Then you can go out there, discuss with them what is required, if it is to be, how many people need, how you need to take, how you need to apply. That all you can discuss with them. They will guide you. So that was organized as a project. They implemented so many centers. They set up so many Emirates ID centers in different parts of the country. Then you define the vision and strategies for achieving it. You need to keep a time frame. Okay, within this time you need to complete the application. Then you communicate the vision and demonstrate personal commitment to it. Remove obstacles that prevent others from acting on the vision. So many obstacles will be there because in the Emirates ID case also, in the starting, the application process, if you want to take the Emirates ID, in morning 2 o'clock you need to go to the center because a long queue will be there, then you will take it. Later, they find out, okay, that is an obstacle that is creating so many troubles to the residents. So they think thought of keeping so many centers, they build out the centers. kept sufficient persons allocated to achieve the vision. Go for early and visible success. Build on success by rewarding supporters and involving more people. Institutionalize the new methods by aligning other systems with them. So, first of all, create the awareness for change. Then you need to organize a project that this is going to change. Like the previous example I discussed with you, you're appointed as a you're given the task to change the organizational maturity level from level 3 to level 4, level 5, from the developing system to world class system. So they created a project, the organization. Your sufficient authority is given to the person, to the manager. Then you define the vision and strategies. So within 5 years or within 3 years, we will be a world class system, organization with a world class system. And to achieve that vision, you develop the strategies. This what is strategy? How to develop the strategies? We will discuss in the second part. Then communicate the vision. That is very important. You communicate the vision to the whole employees in the organization, and you need to demonstrate personal commitment to it. It doesn't mean that you communicate the vision with that someone else is needed and it is just you are a postman just delivering the vision. No, you need to demonstrate personal commitment. If the Emirates ID to be taken, first you need to take the Emirates ID and you tell other persons also because you shall be a leader. First I took the Emirates ID and I told, okay, I took the Emirates ID, you all need to take. Because I was a team leader there, I when the first call itself, I went and took it, and I even told my team members, okay, it is a government part, but I told them, you go and take it. It is nothing. Personal unique ID, and this is the way you can take it. I given the guidance also to them. So many people went and take. So first you need to take. First, you need to show the demonstrate the personal commitment to it. Remove obstacles. Then you need to remove the obstacles that prevent others from acting on the vision. So, what is preventing to attain the vision? What factors? Remove those factors. Remove those obstacles and go for early and visible success. Not like, okay, I am changing the world class. I am changing the organization maturity level from level 3 to level 5 in next 25 years. See, next 25 years, the whole world will be in a different level. So go for early and visible success. Build on success by rewarding supporters. You need to reward your supporters and involve more people. Involve more people. So that's the main thing as leader need. You build on success by rewarding the supporters and involving more people. And when you're doing this, you institutionalize new methods by aligning other systems with them. The other systems also you align. You bring out institutionalized new methods. So a change happens. Causes for resistance to change. The current state, you are doing the change process and it is going to a future state. Your dream, your vision is the future state. But the future status unknown. You don't know what is the future status. You're just visioning it. You're dreaming it. And you have a fear of failure in the future state. And additional workload, you may think. You may think there is additional workload. Sometimes there may be additional workload. So the future state is having so many uncertainties and ambiguous questions. Future status unknown, fear of failure, additional workload. Like the current state is, I like the current situation because I've been working here for the last 5 years. I'm used to this system. I'm very much familiar. I have within seconds, within minutes, I can do it. Do it. I'm very aligned to the system, current system, and indicates the time is wrong. Hey, this is not the right time to do it. And the organization is having a poor history of change. Whenever the organization trying to bring some change, the history implies that history tells us that the organization is very poor in bringing out a change. And when you're doing the change process, they don't like change, or it is poorly communicated. The change process, the change vision was poorly communicated, or wrong people, wrong method, wrong time. Wrong people, wrong method, wrong time. Let's say the chat GPTs in the starting, in the baby phase. So many companies adopted to change to chat GPT. We don't know is it the right timing or is it the right method, but they are implementing, they are getting some results. In the long run, we don't know what will happen. You implemented chat GPT, everything, and all of it sudden Google came out with a Brad, and Brad is better than chat GPT. Go. So these all factors need to consider. Is it the right method? Is it a wrong method or a wrong timing or a wrong people? So proven method, always you need to select the proven methods. Otherwise it will cost you so much. Some companies try to make change and they were, bankrupt. I've seen that. Their intention was very good. They try to improve the systems and they try to improve business, expand the business. But they kept wrong people. The timing was wrong. The method was wrong. They kept, I must say from my example, they kept a CEO from Western. The company is bankrupt now. It is not there. The company is totally gone. But the person, the CEO was assigned the responsibility. He told that okay, he'll bring multi-million businesses to the organization. He brought multi-million businesses, which was quoted in a very low cost. That's the reason why the company got the organization got the project in a very low budget, and that too, uh, it's a very costly material. Everything, the handling of the material is very important. Finally, what happened? The company got bankrupt because there was no profit. So many $1 million jobs were there. Before that, company was doing small jobs, not $1 million jobs, maximum 5 lakh, 1 lakh, 10 lakh. In very rare case only they did 10 lakh dirhams jobs. But this person came, he brought 2 million, $4 million jobs. But the margin was very low. He brought the business, but the margin was very low. It was a wrong method, the bidding in a very low rate. That too for such precise duplex materials. It was duplex material. To some extent, the timing was also wrong because that was a time where the financial crisis was, global financial crisis was attacking every organization. That time he was appointed as CEO. That time he was taking the business in a low margin. So the change process is very important. One, they don't like the change. Two, poorly communicated. Third is wrong people, wrong method, wrong time. Because every change you are trying to bring, the future status is unknown. The fear of failure is there. Additional workload may come or may not. So with this, we wind up the part three. So we will go for a 15 minutes break. We will continue after the break with this leadership techniques. Okay, we will go for a 15 minutes break.
This
enthusiasm
conference will now be recorded.
within the employees to keep the morale of the employees high. So we need to sustain their enthusiasm. So we need to develop and implement techniques that motivate the employees. So this section also discuss about the negotiation techniques and when and how to use influence to resolve a problem and move a project forward. So in this, the theories of motivation and influence, there are two types of motivation. One is extrinsic motivation. The second one is intrinsic motivation. So every individual, every human, uh, they get motivated in two ways. One, extrinsic motivation, and second one is intrinsic motivation. You get a reward for the employee of the month reward, salesperson of the year. So that is kind of an extrinsic motivation, the satisfaction of either material or psychological needs that is applied by others. So you are getting some motivation from others and you are getting motivated. You are getting a reward. You are getting an award. You are getting incentive. That is extrinsic motivation. What is intrinsic motivation? The quality of work itself or relationships or events that satisfy the basic psychological needs. It is kind of a self-rewarding process. Like you are given the power of you are working as a I'm working as a manager, and suddenly I'm given the power of the acting managing director of the company for next 1 month. I'm intrinsically motivated. I don't need any money or something because it is that kind of motivation. You are given some power. You completed the project within the time frame with a good profit margin. That is kind of intrinsic motivation. Responsibility, some additional responsibilities have been given to you, and so we can say we can see in some companies. I have seen certain persons are working in production. They come to us and they say, okay, we want to work in quality, and certain persons we have taken into quality, considering their vast experience in the production section, without changing their salary package, but they were very motivated because they are trying to learn something new. It's a self-rewarding process. And after 1 year, they were given increment. That is an extrinsic motivation. So first 1 year, he was working in a new section as a quality inspector. He is intrinsically motivated. And we know that after 1 year, normally his motivation will come down because, okay, I learned this much. The company is not considering me. So after 1 year, that person was given an incentive, an increment. So he got extrinsic motivation. So these are the theories of motivation and influence. So this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a very famous theory in the world. Abraham Maslow formulated this need hierarchy. So every person, his needs changes from physiological to self-actualization. The person's needs go on changing. Physiological, safety needs, belonging needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization. First is physiological needs. So, as a human being, my prime and my preliminary needs are something daily I need to eat to keep my health intact. I need some proper rest to sleep. I need a good house and a shelter. Eat, sleep, shelter, clothes. These are all physiological, basic needs. And suppose you got all the basic needs, then you are thinking on the next safety needs. Have economic and physical security. You're thinking in the next level. So better jobs, better income. Then third is belonging. You need to be accepted by your families and friends, like a belonging. So you have, because you have physiological needs and safety needs. Now you are, so you have a good house, you have good clothes to wear, you have a good house to sleep, you have good food to eat, you have a good job and a government job. You are getting good economic and physical security from that. Now your next need will go to belonging needs, to be accepted by my families and friends. Once that is achieved, you will go, your need will go to the next level, which is esteem needs, to be held in high regard or status. Now I think of becoming the manager of that company or government firm or the organization which I am working, because I have a good job. I'm accepted by the families and friends. I have a place to sleep. I have shelter. I have good clothes. I have good food to eat. I'm accepted by my families and friends. I'm having a good position in the company. But I want to have a better or opportunity, better position in the company. I want to become a manager. I want to become the director, to be held in high regard and status. And the fifth one is self-actualization, to achieve one's best. To achieve one's best, I can give the example of the same person which we discussed in the start, APJ Abdul Kalam. He was working in an organization. He joined as an scientist. He was an engineer. He joined as a scientist in space research organization. He started working there. He became the project director. Slowly, slowly, slowly increased, and finally he entered into fifth level self-actualization, where he became the president, the first person of India. And after that, he was giving so many, uh, uh, thoughts, so many psychological thoughts, thinking. So that time he was in a position of self-actualization. Because he achieved his best. He joined ISRO as a space research organization as a scientist, an engineer. He was an engineer. He joined as a scientist. Finally, he entered into self-actualization phase, where he became the president of India, and he was addressing a good audience with his speak with his talks. He was empowering a lot of people. He was motivating a lot of people. So he was at his best. So every person is like this in the organization also. This we need to consider when we think of the human relations, managing the human relations. Because when the person, when a fresher joins, we give him some basic salary and things. After 2 years, if you give the same salary, he will not work there. He will try for, but you feel okay, he's the best person to be here. I need to retain this employee. You need to give some motivation, salary, bonus, increment, better responsibilities, um change in job status. So this is Maslow's hierarchy of things. This is decision option hierarchy. So these all theories you can apply in leadership. These are the leadership techniques. So some questions being asked on the left side. Why? Why? What? How? This is the decision option hierarchy. Well, I think you might have heard about the five whys. When you ask why 5 times for a problem, when a problem is happened, you are asking 5 times why it happened. I came to the office late. Why you came to the office late? I missed the bus. I was late at the bus stop. Why you were late reaching the bus stop? I woke up late. Why you woke up late? Because yesterday I slept late. Why you slept late? because I went for seeing a movie, second show, night 9 to 12 a.m. in a working day. Okay. Next time, please avoid it and try watching the movie in the weekends because next day is holiday. So this way, you ask the questions and find answers. You will get the root cause of the problem. So same in leadership, there is a decision option hierarchy where you can ask why, what, and how. So this is the example of a decision option hierarchy, and it focuses on reducing the deficit spending by a city government. A city government, it is focusing on the reducing the deficit spending. Why? Responsible management of societal resources. Why you want to reduce deficit spending? How? What ways you can change it? By raising the revenues, reduce the expenses. You increase the revenue and reduce the expenses. So how you can raise the revenues? Two ways. Increase a current tax, create a new tax. So increasing a current tax and creating a new tax. So how you can reduce the expenses? Cut education budget, reduce waste. So how to raise the revenues? Two options. How to reduce the expenses? Two options. So this is what is called decision option hierarchy. Conflict handling modes. So what is conflict? So how we can handle the conflicts? So there is a conflict handling uh, model where you can apply for resolving the conflicts. So what is a conflict? It might occur between two individuals. Let's say can be between a manager and an employee, can be between two peers like two co-workers, can be between groups, between departments, between teams, between organizations, conflicts between the organizations. And conflict occurs when two or more options appear to be present. Two or more options are present, but a viable alternative is absent. So there are two options or two uh, options are present, but which one to select, that decision is absent, or both are fighting on that. Okay, I want this A, mode A. Let's say in the previous example, the city government want to increase the revenue and reduce the deficit spending. So some people are saying, okay, increasing the current tax. No, 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 no. How you can increase the current tax? The people will get agitated because they are paying a huge tax now. Okay, then the other person is saying, okay, create a new tax.
Used.
So that is explain. you know, or create a new tax. So some people are uh, against that decision also, that option also. So they are not agreeing. So the one group is saying option A is, we will go with option A. One group of people saying option B, we will create a new tax. One group is saying that okay, we don't increase the tax, you reduce the expenses, cut the education budget, reduce the waste. Then you see. So this is a conflict. So which one need to be finalized? Which a viable alternative is felt to be absent. That's what is meant to say the conflict. So to resolve the conflict or handling the conflict, we have different conflict handling modes. So one is assertive on the left side. On the y-axis, you can see assertiveness. On the x-axis, you can see cooperativeness. So on the right, you can see cooperative. On the left, you can see uncooperative. On the top, you can see assertive, and down you can see unassertive. So when you are having a conflict in front of you, some cases you need to go assertive, some cases you need to go cooperative, and in the mid you can see you are in the compromising mode. You are not going assertive, but to a bit assertive, and you are a bit cooperative also. So there is a compromising mode. So in the previous case, we can say, okay, we discussed and the conflict was resolved. How? Okay, we will reduce the waste. Okay, agreed, compromised. But don't create a new tax. Agreed. The other group also agreed. Okay. So reducing the waste, agreed. Not increasing the, not creating the new tax, agreed. Also, a 0.1 percentage tax increase will be done. Okay, okay, 0.1 percentage, fine. So that is a compromising mode. Assertive means no, you cannot increase, you cannot create new tax. Sorry. The other way we can say that the city, mayor, he told, okay, we will increase, we will create the new tax. The present situation demands, and he assertively went ahead, and he increased the tax. He created new taxes. So assertive. So cooperative. So it is having four modes: avoiding, accommodating, not for five. Sorry, avoiding, accommodating, collaborating, competing, and compromise. The last one, the tax conflict, I told how it was related. It was compromised. These three groups compromised. They compromised between they among them. One or two things they accepted, one or things they not accepted. But it was in a compromise. It was a good decision, conflict handling decision. So this is what conflict handling modes. Always the conflict management shall be a win-win approach. Not like I win and you lose, or you win and I lose. I win and you win. Win-win strategy. They will always work in a conflict management. So conflict management is a very important part in leadership. So how you manage the conflict, how you influence them, and avoiding and assertive means it is competing mode. Unassertive, not forcefully, but uncooperative. That is avoiding mode. Cooperative, but not forcefully. So accommodating, whatever changes I will accept. Cooperative, but assertive. It's collaborative. He assertively told okay to be changed, new tax created, accommodated. So it is collaborating. Forcefully told, but uncooperative. That is in a competing mode. Create a new tax. So the opposition started agitation. They made few strikes in the corporation and also outside. So it was in a competing mode. No, no new tax. So we will protest. We will see you in the roads, see you in the streets. So they forcefully told we will create a new tax. They avoided it. They told, okay, we will not. They were uncooperative. They told, okay, you create new tax, we will not pay. So it was in a competing mode. They forcefully told to increase the tax and create a new tax. They told, we will protest, we will agitate. So it is in a competing mode. So this is the way conflict handling modes look. Empowerment. Empowerment, we all know. To empower the individual
Sorry,
person.
Mr. Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Can you just back again to the previous slide for the conflict management? Uh, can you just uh, explain a little bit more for the way of handling and managing of the conflict handle?
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I will understand. See, I told the conflict is it can be between two individuals, it can be between the groups, it can be between teams, it can be between organizations. Normally, the conflict is created by disagreements. I disagree with you. Our goals, resource allocation, and the differences in the priorities, roles, etc. I can say an example. When I worked, I told in the metrics organization. When I worked in the metrics organization, I was in the project as a project quality team leader and the functional manager. So one time, a functional manager is my group quality manager. I was reporting to the group quality manager, and I was managing the team. Suddenly, the group quality manager want to shift me to Jabalali facility because their one project was running and the in charge was not there, so he need to shift me to there. So when this decision came, the project manager not agreed. So there is a conflict. No, he cannot be shifted because he is in the project allocated. He cannot be shifted now because I have nothing to do with that. But they were in a conflict. Our functional manager forcefully told, but more than that, the project manager forcefully told, and he highlighted to the top management also, senior management. Finally, that decision was, the who won means the project manager told, okay, he will be here. So I was kept there because of his assertive uh, handling mode. So in this way, the disagreements, our goals, resource allocation. So these all creates conflicts. So how you can handle the conflict? When you handle the conflict, there shall be a mutually exclusive or a viable alternative shall be there. If a viable alternative is not there, then the conflict remains there. So if a conflict is there, you need to find out a viable alternative. Otherwise, it creates so many problems. It can be due to personal issues also, or maybe due to the underlying organizational changes. In my case, I can tell you, I was told to go to Jebel Ali facility because of there was a merger and acquisition happening in our company. So our company merged. Our company took over MIS, another company. So that was an organizational requirement to shift the persons, but it was not happened because the priority was with the project. So the senior management also thought of that. So they also, okay, this project is very important for us because the merger and acquisition is happening. Something happening to this project, it will badly affect the project, and it will reduce the margin. The profit will be affected. The delay will be coming. So many issues will be coming. So just be there. So it can be due to personal issues. It can be due to resource allocation, difference in the values. Now, in the last slide, there is a conflict. I'm taking this as a conflict because one group said, okay, we will raise revenues. Normally, the ruling people will say, okay, we will increase the revenues, but the opposition uh, opposed it. Why you want to raise the revenues and keep burden on the people? You reduce the expenses. You cut the education budget. You reduce waste. But the ruling group, they told, okay, we will increase the tax. We will create a new tax. So a conflict occurred between the opposition and the ruling. Now, so conflict handling depends on two features. One is assertiveness. Second is cooperativeness. If in the first case, in the example which I explained to you, the person was forced to move to Jebel Ali. So they want the resource to be allocated to Jebel Ali. That was the organizational requirement. But the project manager assertively disagreed with that. And the assertiveness was more from the project manager side, and the decision was removed. So assertiveness means forcefully implementing. So second case is cooperativeness. Let's say the same example, the group manager told, okay, this resource need to be sent to Jebel Ali. This person need to be shifted to Jebel Ali. Project manager told, okay, you take it, but keep bring another person. So that is cooperativeness. So he's accommodating. He is cooperative. He is saying, okay, you want to shift a prem. Let him go to Jebel Ali. But you bring a competent person like a person who can deal in the same way Prem is dealing. You find an alternative for Prem and keep it, and you take shift Prem. That is accommodating. The project manager is cooperating. But in the case, what actually happened, he went in a competing mode. He was assertive. I don't want to shift him. He need to be here. Actually, this happened with every key persons who was tried to shift, not only in quality department, because every time because as a project manager he don't want to take chances, because the frequency is going good. So the project is, because the project was in the completion mode, almost going for completion, only 6 months or something left out. That's why he went in assertive mode. So when he went on assertive mode, the conflict happened. What happened then? This group quality manager need to be accommodating because he need to become cooperative. And one let's say the group quality manager told, okay, this person need to be shifted. He agreed, unassertive. He agreed and cooperative. He forcefully not told anything. So it was in an accommodating mode. Compromising means, in the last example, I told two groups: increasing tax, creating new tax, education budget cutting the education budget, reducing the waste. So this is the way the deficit spending was to be reduced. That was the solutions proposed. So here, finally, they discussed. The opposition and ruling came for they met for discussion. Finally, they agreed. The ruling party agreed. We will not create new tax. So it was okay for the opposition. Compromised. Second case, they told, okay, we will stick on to the reducing the wastage. Agreed. Opposition agreed. But these two things agreed by opposition. But ruling party told, we want to increase 0.1 percentage on the existing taxes because otherwise it will not work. Opposition agreed, okay, 0.1 only, okay, 0.1 percentage, okay, you can increase. So that went in a compromising mode. First they went in a competing mode, then it came in a compromising mode. Competing mode means what I told the example. This ruling party told we will create new tax. They told we will not pay the tax. We are making protest. We will protest. We will fight for removing the new tax, creating the new tax. With this decision, we are going for a protest. So that went in a competing mode. They are forcefully creating a new tax. The opposition is avoiding to pay the tax. They are in a competing mode. Uncooperative. And this person, ruling party, is assertive. We will increase, we will create a new tax. Opposition party is saying we will not pay the tax. We will not allow you to increase the create the new tax. So both in a competing conflict mode. Then after the protest, strikes, everything came. Finally, they sat in a round table, discussed, and the compromising solutions came out. 0.1 percentage tax increase done. Creating new tax was removed. Reducing the wastage was accepted. So, are you clear, sir? With this? Hello.
Yes, it's fine now. Right, yes.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
So we should. So that's what we need to see the situation, and we need to behave, to be assertive, to be accommodating, to be avoiding, to be collaborating, or to be compromising. I want to. I am a manager. My senior engineer came to me and submitted the leave application form for 1 month. I cannot spare him that month. So I went in and negotiated. I told her, sorry, I cannot send you that. This happened. This so many times happened. But finally, he told, okay, sir, if you are not giving, I am putting my resignation. So that is a conflict. So we discussed. So okay, can you cut short your vacation 15 days? So at least 15 days buffer I will get. So I went in a compromising mode. Some cases I went in a competing assertive mode. I told her you cannot. Because that also happened. One person came with on vacation because he was a senior. So I thought, okay, second, I told, okay, 15 days, we agreed, and 15 days vacation was given to him. 15 days vacation was allocated. He gave for 30 days, but I discussed with him. Forcefully, half assertively, not completely, half assertively, I told, okay, please, but I cannot, you know, I cannot compromise for 30 days, please. Then he also, okay, 15 days I will come back. Then so when I approved the vacation for him, he went to the HR manager. So his vacation was approved. His backup, I kept a backup person for him. He came and he given for his vacation is also due. He's a junior person. So he came to me with the same 30 days leave, right? If both of you are leaving, you cannot do. Actually, he was junior person. But finally, I assertively stopped his vacation, delayed the second person's vacation because I need to take that decision. Because two people going for vacation the same time, not acceptable. Because the project is in jeopardize. So there, one way or one situation I assertively, when one situation I half assertively in a compromising mode I did. Sometimes I I got vacation approval. He's going for his marriage and he's coming to me and he's giving his wedding invitation. And he say, "Sir, I won't leave." There I need to accommodate it. I need to send him for vacation because it is marriage. I need to manage somehow. So this is how we handle the conflict. I think it is a little bit more clear, sir, with you, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
Oh,
Now it's
okay, okay, fine,
thank you.
fine. Nice. Then we will move on to empowerment. Empowerment is an important thing. So this is what the world class system. I told an example previously that a technician is sent to the offshore job for correcting the engines. Actually, he is empowered. He's a single person going there. He will do everything and he will come back. He will correct the machine and come back. So he's trained. He's empowered in such a way that he's in a position he can do everything. So every organization, if you're working as a manager, as a quality manager, you need to devise systems to uh, empower your individuals and teams. You need to always empower. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Every operational things you need to interfere daily, and you will not get time for your job as a manager. So many activities you need to do. You need to monitor the things. You need to analyze the things. Normally, when you go to any organization, you can say the manager is really running behind the organization issues. But his main job is he need to put the system in place and he need to monitor and assess it. Normally, the monitoring assessing is not happening. He's running behind the daily problems. Why it is happening? Because he's not empowering. He's not getting time to empower his resources. You can empower your resources by your job enrichment, job enlargement, job design, job tasks. These all you can apply. These all techniques you can apply. Excuse me, do you all need a break or I think three breaks are there or we will wind up with other 30 minutes.
If we will go to pray now, it will be better.
We will go for a break.
For 10 minutes only. It's enough, I think.
Fine, fine, fine. Okay, now we will break for 10 minutes and we will come back.
Okay.
So we'll
Thank you.
start with the empowerment. Okay, fine.
This conference will now be recorded.
We already discussed the job enrichment, job enlargement, job design, and job tasks. This is the way we empower the people, the employees. Job enrichment means we can see in some organizations we give allocate jobs to the employees and he will be continuing with the same job for next 20, 30, 40 years, the same job. But you need to enrich them with the new other jobs also. Like the person is doing the material inspections. Allocate him to for allocate him some other activities also, like welding inspection, client supplier inspections. So you are empowering the person. So tomorrow you need a help from him, a support from him. Let's say the supplier inspector is resigned. He resigned. He resigned from the job. But you already trained, you enriched the material inspector with the supplier inspections. So you can use him. Also, job enlargement. Give extra jobs to him, additional jobs. Or it's not extra jobs, like he is handling one facility, but you are allocating him for the three facilities. So job enlargement, the same job, is a quality manager for the facility one. Now you are keeping now you are keeping him as the group quality manager for all the three facilities. So you are enlarging his job. So this is empowerment. The traditional organization versus the empowered organization. So this is the difference. In the traditional organization, customer is at the bottom level, but in empowered organization, customer is at the top. Customer is the king. Management is at the base. So hierarchical structures, management on top, customers on bottom, and the employees are squeezed in between. In empowered organizational structure, customers on top, management in the support role to help employees in their role of satisfying customers. So management is not at the top. Now management is doing a supportive role. They are at the bottom, at the baseline, and they are supporting the employees. So the employees are getting so much relief. So this is kind of empowered organization. So it is inversely done. The empowered organization, we always shall do like this. We should not say that okay, the management is the main thing and we are at the top. You need to do like this. It is kind of autocratic style of leadership. We need to have a supportive leadership. Now, so this is the basic difference between the empowered organization and traditional organization. So some basic relationships shown here between the empowered organization and the traditional organization. The employees' primary focus in traditional organization on management, but employees' primary focus is on customers in empowered organization. So always the employees are speaking about the customers' preferences, customer delightment, customer enlightenment, customer delight, customer satisfaction, customer requirements. They are always talking about, always focusing on that. And a traditional organization, they are always focusing on management, what the management says, how to, the management say, okay, you don't give that to the customers. You say what is their minimum, you give that. In the management role, in traditional organization is monitoring, controlling, monitoring. But in empowered organization, it will change to facilitating and coaching. You're facilitating, you're coaching. And in traditional organization, the management employee relationship is boss to subordinate. I am the boss, you are the subordinate. But in empowered organization, it is peer to peer. I am also an organizational resource. You are also an organizational resource, peer to peer. So this is the basic difference between the traditional and the empowered organization. Now we move on to the chapter 3, which is teams and team processes. I think we all will be knowing this because in an organization there are teams. Team processes are there, and we might have worked in different teams. So the very highest is barely known by men. Then comes that which they know and love. Then what? Then that which is feared, then that which is despised. He who does not trust enough will not be trusted. When actions are performed without unnecessary speech, people say, "We did it." That's what important. When actions are performed without unnecessary speech, that's what required in an organization. That's why we discuss about empowered organization or empowering the employees. That's why we discuss about empowering the organization and empowering the employees. You empower your employees. So without unnecessary speech, they will say, "We did it. We completed it." It will be a very good achievement for you. So these are the different benefits of team processes in an organization: synergistic process design, problem solving, improved quality, productivity, greater innovations will come. Because you can in a team you can brainstorm the ideas. Is it in a table? You can brainstorm the ideas from different persons. We normally used to do that when we need in the weekly production meeting, weekly project meeting. We invite experts from the production side. It can be a welder who is because now maybe we are facing some welding issues. Repair rates are high, so we call the expert welder and we will call him inside the meeting room. That is kind of a motivation. He will say, "Okay, they invited me for the meeting. We will." So these are all things are there. So we are motivating them, and he will come and he will tell, "Okay, this we can do this in way. This is the way we can do some kind of options." We did like that because there was an inaccessible area for welding, so we called the expert welder for the meeting. We gave a good idea. So that inaccessible area, he took two rods, tied together, and it was accessed. So that was a good solution given by the person. Greater innovations will, operating costs will be reduced. Flexible response to change, increased ownership and stewardship, reduced turnover and reduced absenteeism. Because team process, the team will be monitored, the team members will be monitored, who came, who is absent, who is present, how is the turnover. And also, but if you're running the organization functionally, you may not be in a position to monitor properly. But if you're working in a team, the team members are absent, it is easily picked up. Broader knowledge of the business processes. The individuals, that organization benefits are this: the individuals get enhanced problem solving skills, increased knowledge of interpersonal dynamics because they are in the team, they are working with the different people, different skilled people. Broader knowledge of the business processes they will acquire, new skills for future leadership roles, increased quality of work, feelings of satisfaction and commitment. The type of teams, there are different types of teams. Like an example is mentioned here: baseball team, jazz quartet team, bomb squad. Their mission and vision is different. Their missions are different. Baseball team is sport team. Jazz quartet is musical team. Bomb squad, it's a very important team to detect the bomb and uh, secure the people, the safety of the people. They differ according to the number of members, the range and complexity of skills required, because the range and the skills are different for a bomb squad than a jazz quartet. The baseball team members need a different skills, the frequency of working together, total time spent working together. So these are the team configurations. There are different kinds of teams. 8 types of teams are there. Process improvement teams. You want to improve a certain process, you form a team of 4 or 5 members from each functions, and where the functions will be the process, that particular process, which functions are involved. You will pick up members from that functions, and you will set up a team. You will give a time frame: 5 months, 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, 1 week to improve the process. not 1 week. It may take in 1 or 2 months. Self-managed teams, temporary ad hoc teams, work groups, cellular teams, special project teams like bomb squad, detecting the bombs. The special project team. Bombs are detected, they will disband the team. Virtual teams. Nowadays, mostly virtual teams are working. You know, now I am working in a project where one person sitting in UAE, one person in Kerala, one person in Italy, one person in France. So we are a virtual team working for a particular FPSO project. Combinations of two or more of the both types. Even the combinations are there. Process manage improvement plus self-managed teams, work groups. So these are the different kinds of teams. So 5 factors you need to consider when you select a team. KESA, K-E-S-S-K-E-S-A-A, KESA. Knowledge, formal education, degrees, educational certifications, professional certifications, and self-study achievements. So the team leader should identify the competency needed. Formal education is needed, you need to fix that. Educational certifications are needed, you need to fix that competency, identify that competency. Self-study achievement is okay, you can use that. Okay, you tell them, okay, this is the process, this is the process you need to work on. We are going to, this is the process improvement we are going to make, and you study on the process improvements, you do some self-research studies and come back. We will start the first kick-off meeting 2 days after, and we will go ahead. But a formal certification is required, okay, you select that competency. Experience, how many years spent, knowledge and skills in the pertinent types of organization. Skills, so experience, skill certifications, training received. Like if you are maybe you may be considered for senior roles, there okay, they may consider, if you achieve CMQ certification, they will consider you because it is a additional skill you learned. Six Sigma expert, you attend the Six Sigma training, you achieve the certification, you are put in a Six Sigma team. How you are put in that team? Because you have that skill. You attended the training, you achieved the certification, so you have that skill, and so you are kept in that team. Then your aptitudes, capability, capacity, innate qualities, knack, adaptability to change. These are all your personal uh, behavior things. Natural ability to do things requiring hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills. These are the aptitudes. You can select which is needed for that particular team selection. You need to select that. It doesn't mean that you need to select everything. Maybe in a particular team you need a formal education is required, and you need minimum 5 years experience. Skill certification, you may need certified or a lead auditor certification is required. Aptitude, shall be capable and he shall be having a proper capability, innate qualities that you may select. And attitude, manner of showing one's feelings or thoughts, one's disposition, opinion, mood, beliefs, ideas, demeanor. So a quality auditor needs some of these attributes. Manner of showing one's feelings, thoughts, opinion, moods. You need to pick from that what are the problems in that company, what are the system issues there. So team selection, when you select a team, the team leader need to consider these 5 factors. Don't forget KESA, K-E-S-A-A, knowledge, experience, skills, aptitude, attitude. Knowledge, experience, skills, aptitude, attitude. There is an example shown here. Uh, so the task is train project managers in using new Microsoft project software. This is the task name, and there is a number, task number, and the position, category, or the title of the person is application software specialist, Microsoft project software application specialist. Knowledge, knows proven techniques for designing and delivering software training to people with diverse knowledge, experience, and skills. Received Microsoft certificate, received Microsoft certificate for completing the advanced MS project 5-day training program with within last 4 years. See the requirement. Now, skills possess excellent communication skills, which is mandatory for every, like this kind of roles. The communication skills is very important. Proficient in using all Microsoft Office software. All Microsoft Office software, you shall be proficient. Then, aptitude has worked well in a team environment that is subject to frequent changes. Fast listener. That is his aptitude required. Then attitude. Believes that MS project is the best selection of project manager. See the attitude. The person application software specialist is selected, is applied for the, he's put in the job, he's coming and saying, hey, why you selected this Microsoft? It is not good. You go with this Primavera. That is the best one. Why you are sticking to this MS project? This is not, nobody is using this. This kind of attitude person is not required. So he will give a negative response to the team. So when you select this person, he shall believe that MS projects is the best selection of project management software at this time and place. At this time, that's a condition. At this time, maybe future some other softwares will come. That is different case. And also he shall exhibit what can we do to make this happen. So this shall be his main demeanor. What can we do to make this happen? Every time he need to think of that. He need to exhibit that attitude. So attitude is very important. Every time when CVs are coming in front of me, I always interview the person. Basically, I will keep maximum weightage on attitude, because if a person is knowing everything, his attitude is bad, it affects me very badly. He's in a negative mode. I will not be able to, daily I need to solve these problems. I need to sit and solve these problems. So I will always think of attitude. I will give more weightage to attitude. Then the formation of a team. There are 4 or 5 stages, mainly 5 stages in a team formation. Forming of the team, stage 1, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. Adjourning means disbanding the team or dissembling the team. So forming means selection of the team members, forming the team. Anxious. In that stage, you can see anxious, new team experience, forming team structure. In storming, there is individualistic thinking. When the work starts as a team, the frequency will not match. I think I am the best. He think he is the best. I will say, okay, this is the best thing, best way we can do this. The other person will say, no, based on my experience, this is not the way to do it. So individualistic thinking, tug of external loyalties. Then the tug of external loyalties happen. Fluctuating attitudes, confrontations, team's task sinks in. Every time you can see that when you form a team, your work starts in the storming stage. You can always see the team's performance comes down because the frequency is not getting matched, and it is the duty and responsibility of the team leader to keep the team's task and team's members morale high. He need to solve all these storming issues, individualistic thinking, tug of external, because 5 persons will say 5 different ideas, and the team leader shall be in a position to select the best viable alternative. He need to solve the conflicts, and he need to keep the team's morale high. Then, after some time, some fights, some exchange of words, discussions, these all will happen. Finally, the team will come in a norming stage. The team coalesces, cooperations come, willing to dialogue, conflicts reduced, focuses on team objectives. Some cases we cannot control. Some cases it will go to the peak that the team members never settle down. They will fight. In that case, what we do normally, when we keep the project meetings, we will call the managing director, because he may be knowing that. We will give a hint to him. He says, please attend today's meeting. So he attend every month one meeting. the slowly the storming issues come. Then norming stage, it will go to the norming stage. It is a best, we can say it is a honeymoon stage of the team. Then finally performing. Team has matured, smooth, cohesive unit, focuses on process, feelings of satisfaction, achieving goals. And finally, the project is completed, the task is completed, the team adjourns. So five stages in team formation: forming stage, storming stage, norming, performing, adjourn. Team building techniques. I don't think we have time. 4 more minutes to go. So 76. So we will discuss this also. Team building techniques. So how to build a team? There are certain techniques, such as using icebreaker activities to enhance team introductions and membership, developing a common vision, agreement on team objectives. So when you work as a team, you should be having a common vision, complete the project. This is in 2023 December. And identify and assign specific roles on each and every members of the team. It doesn't mean that okay, the team members are there, he know what to do, he know what to do. No, assign responsibilities. You need to do this, you need to do this. Otherwise, it is difficult. So the team building techniques are there. You need to enhance the team introductions and membership, developing a common vision, agreements on team objectives. You need to agree. In the meeting, normally say, okay, production can you complete in 2 weeks? No, it is not possible. Why it is not possible? Because the raw materials are not available. Okay, procurement. What happened to the raw materials? Why it is delaying? Sir, it is coming from Japan and it is taking 2 weeks. It is taking too much time. We are taking it in taking by sea. So how can you speed up the process? So they will say, okay, we already discussed with them, or we will say, or the team leader will say, okay, you discuss with the vendor. Just call him and say when they can deliver at the earliest, at least the first load. So production will say, okay, if I am receiving the first load, I will complete in 2.5 3 weeks time. So a common objective is being established. So team leader asked when you can you complete in 2 weeks? He told okay there is no raw materials. Procurement told okay he will get that raw material. He discussed with the vendor. He told okay he will get in 3 weeks time. So these all discussions are going. So the team leader again says, yes, wait, you discuss with the vendor again. If I want to join, I will join the call with you. Certain cases we join the call with them. We call the vendor. Hey, we supply this as early as possible. Certain cases we did the air freight also. When we did some heat exchanger job, it was very important to complete the demo. The exchanger demonstration testing is there, demo testing. So demo needed one, but the mantle was not there. The mantle was it was coming by sea, so it takes 3 or 4 weeks. So what we did, we took the first lot in air freight. Otherwise, the 3 weeks will be gone. When you complete the demo, only you can go with the actual testing. So finally we decided okay. So we come into an agreement on common objectives. This is the team building techniques. So I think it is 10 now. We'll go with this slide also. So there are two major groups of components in a team process: task type and maintenance type. So task type means there is a task in front of you, there is a goal, so that need to be achieved. Maintenance means maintenance type component is build and preserve the effectiveness of relationship between the key members. So as a team leader, you need to focus on these two components: task type and maintenance type. Task type is always focus and moving towards the goal in front of you, completion within 23rd June 2023, sailing date, completion date 23rd June Sometimes when we go to the project meeting, the project manager will write in red, in bold letters, 23 June 2023. So focus, goal. Maintenance means always the team leader tries to build and preserve the effectiveness of relationship between team members. Relationship building, effectiveness of relationship, and he will build it, he will try to he help to build it, and also he will preserve the effectiveness of relationship between the team members. So these are the two important components of a team process. Always the team leader thinks of that, think and act on that part. Then, so using decision making techniques, there are certain decision making techniques like consensus. Consensus is nothing but general agreement. Like I given an example before, can you complete in 3 weeks, 2 weeks? Production is saying no, the material is not there, so how can I start? Even you give me the material, I need 2.5, 3 weeks. Okay, so asking procurement why it is delayed. So that consensus, making a general agreement between the procurement because material is delayed, between production they not receive the material, and within the team, consultative. That is a decision making technique. Consulting with them. That's what the project manager or the team leader was doing. He was consulting with the procurement person. He was consulting with the production person. When it can be completed, can you complete it? So that is consultative. So this is what team processes. So we will wind up the session for today, the first day. So we will continue with the remaining slides tomorrow. Tomorrow we will discuss on the team roles and responsibilities uh, from 5 tomorrow evening. So thanks and good night. How about the session? Are you comfortable with the session?
Thank you. It's okay.
Okay, thanks. Okay, good night. So we will see you
Yes.
tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Prime. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.